to get things started.
On the motivational, inspirational, celebrational, Keelerational. This is what we call the Keeler Show.
This is Keeler in the Morning. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Yeah. You know, I got to tell you, every day that goes by, the forecast for the Memorial Day weekend gets a little bit better.
Yes.
Not looking bad. So, Monday is iffy, but they're looking at sun and maybe some rain, and only about 73 degrees right now for Monday. But the whole weekend looks like 80s now, low 80s.
I'd take low 70s.
And maybe even a shower here or there, but you know, I don't think it's going to be a washout, is what we're saying. So
no, indeed.
Here we are, middle of the week. We have a whole bunch to get to, and we will get to it. I have created a new system here, Davey. This is really exciting.
Thank you.
You could, the white one might be in my bag. I have created a siphon hose
for your
for my Diet Pepsi.
Oh,
yeah, it comes in from the hallway. I keep it in a cooler now. The Pepsi's in a cooler, and I bring the thing. So when I want to take a swig, I uncork the siphon hose and just suck in.
I don't know that that's allowed. I think you can still have some leakage or seepage.
All right.
I'm
going to have to do the IV then. I didn't want to do it. But
good way to do it.
I guess
just get it right in there.
Last night, Andrew Dominio was in. You can plug that right in that one right there, Davey. You are so good, man. Last night, Andrew, how you feeling today? I figured you'd feel like garbage today.
No, I'm feeling very, very alert and awake and a little tired. That's all.
Last night, Andrew was in at the amphitheater in Syracuse.
Yeah, I got home about 12:30, so not bad.
And out late. You saw. I call him Hoser. Apparently,
Hosier.
Can you talk about so everything went well at this show? Full house, right?
Oh, it was jammed.
How was getting out? How was getting out?
We left right.
You left a little early.
We left a little early before he was completely finished.
Don't go full screen on that, Davey. No,
and because
screen.
we got there a little bit later than other people,
you didn't get all the traffic.
I think there was
in.
we had minor traffic, and we were parked kind of at the end of the lot.
You know,
so we weren't really deep in the parking lot, which would have resulted in probably some jams.
You know my little trick, and that is park away from everywhere.
Yes.
Get an Uber.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And if you do Uber Black, they think you're something. Because they bring you in an SUV. They drop you right off at the venue.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, you get another Uber to get out. Sometimes that helps. But you didn't have any problem.
Zero problem.
All right. Now, so I had heard, and you correct me if I'm wrong, that at the end of the show, he did a little bit of a pro-Palestinian rant.
Yeah, it was a little bit in that direction, in that vein, yes. And I almost had my Bon Jovi moment, where the guy was, Bon Jovi's trying to tell a story. It's just play.
Yeah, play music. Yeah.
But I probably would have got attacked. So.
Okay, so you didn't say anything. You didn't pipe up. You just
no, just kind of.
But overall, a really good show. You liked it. We'll play a little music in a little while to give you an idea who we went to see. But Hoser, the Palestinian sympathizer, is where Andrew was last night. Okay. Elvis's granddaughter is in the news. We'll talk about that a little bit.
Uh-huh.
She's trying. I didn't know that she's an actress, a successful actress right now.
Yeah, but there's something going on. What is it with?
They're trying to. There's a company. Apparently, they're saying that the daughter, before she died, took out a $3.8 million or a $38 million loan, something like that.
Whoa.
With a company. Now, she says that is completely bogus and made up, and they're trying to auction off Graceland and take it out from the family, take it away from the family. So they're in court. We'll see where it all goes.
My gosh.
Can I tell you about the school board elections and which school district locally rejected its budget? You know, when a budget is rejected, it's very, very difficult. It causes you almost always end up having to go into an austerity budget. You can put it back up for a vote, but now you have to be, I think you have to get a 60% to pass it in order for it to completely pass. Here are the districts that rejected their budgets. All right, there you go.
Drum roll.
I already did it.
Oh,
there were none. Everybody
Thank
passed.
God.
All local school districts passed approved their school budgets. And I think most of the, like propositions, whether it be a bus proposition or what have you, I think most of that stuff passed as well. We'll get down a list of the candidates who were victorious in the elections. And by the way, to be fair, KTV has a full chart and rundown of all of the votes and the winners and all that stuff.
I have to say that with regard to the
Utica though.
What was that? They do not have Utica?
I didn't see Utica on there this morning.
Utica is not on there. It's probably because I'll check on that one.
they're still counting the votes.
It's probably because it's a little harder to count the votes.
I have to say, two things on the vote yesterday. I did vote in my jurisdiction in the city of Utica. First of all, I would have liked to have had, and maybe there was a mailer sent out, or maybe it was on me that I didn't go to some website to look at what the propositions were, because they were like paragraphs long, some of these things. So I just
that's what propositions are.
Well, I know.
I refuse to read this stuff. Once you get over two sentences, that's it for me.
Yeah, but you get the pressure in the booth of like, oh my gosh, I got to read this and
pressure.
decide. I have to read and decide immediately.
No. Do not feel where I feel pressured is when I cast my vote. There's always some nosy person trying to sneak in and see who you voted for.
No, they're not trying.
Oh, yes, they are. They are. They're nosy asses, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And now, here's the thing: you can, if you really look closely with the markers, it usually seeps through, so you can kind of see.
I was concerned about that.
So I hide it. I'm a big hider. I don't want someone to see who I voted for. And you know why? Because most of the people who are running, I somehow know them or know their families.
Yeah.
And I don't want anybody to know.
You didn't vote for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
but the other issue I had was, and again, we talked about
or
this.
even that I voted for them. I don't tell anybody either way. I don't want anybody to know.
Yeah, you don't want to be beholden.
Yeah.
I was very disappointed with the turnout. It was 2:30 in the afternoon at my polling location, and I was the 28th person.
In your location, which probably has several, and you're in Utica?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, my guess
that
is...
That was at 2:30 p.m.
My guess is there was a fairly good turnout, although I voted in New Hartford, and there was a really good turnout. Who do I have? Who do you want me to take here, Davey? Tell me what to do. I've got phone lines ringing.
I would take Tanya if she's on.
Is that Tanya? It's not her.
No, it's John from Bridgewater on his school boat.
Okay. And good morning, John. You would be in the Mount Markham Central School District, right? Oh, hold on. Don't do anything yet. Sometimes I pretend this is just magic, and I just...
You can do magic.
You just come on. Okay, so you are the Mount Markham. That budget approved. The library tax passed.
Everything.
Gelati and Huxtable were the winners.
But my question to you guys is, when you guys go and vote at your school district, do anybody have to show proof of ownership that you pay taxes, school taxes in that district, or no?
No.
You know what I mean?
No. But I think anybody.
Well, I went in. I was surprised. I had my driver's license ready, and everybody's just signing. So why bother signing the book then? Anybody can come in and vote.
Not really. I mean, I guess it's possible, But first of all, we're at a time where it's hard to get people out to vote in the first place.
Yeah.
But anyway, you give their name. I think it's probably more secure today than it's ever been because it's all electronic.
He didn't ask me even who I was. All I did was just sign the pad, and on I went.
Don't you have to give your name and then they look your name
thumb
up?
through the book?
No,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. No, there was a paper there. You signed my name, and off I went. He didn't double check.
I seem to remember.
So just so you know, very much like a regular election.
Yeah.
After it's all said and done, the candidates could come in and they could challenge and say this person is this person doesn't even live in the Mount Markham School District.
Right.
I mean that could be done.
What about if they didn't agree with the budget that they put forward? And anybody, like I said, I don't think it's fair.
Yeah.
I'm paying a buttload of taxes, and anybody off the road can come in and.
I don't think they can, though. I really don't think that. I don't know why. You know what? Maybe the guy just like even when they know.
I'm going to go out to Bridgewater.
even when they like, I'll see somebody at the polling place and I know them. They'll still ask me my name.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
because it's
three
official.
People at the table, and not one person asked anybody's name in front of me or behind me.
You know
all
why?
I did was sign the pen and paper, and all I. But that's.
You know why? This is what was it a woman or a man behind me?
There was one guy that was manning the pad there, and the other two were.
Here's what went down. Oh my God! Here he comes. It's Johnny Ass Rocket. Oh my God!
All right.
He's famous.
YouTube famous.
He's famous. Don't make eye contact with him. Whatever you do.
He's got a firework.
Yeah.
I'll give you all a show in the middle of the track there.
Okay.
They had a big track meet going also.
All right.
So, anyway,
John, I don't know the answer.
I don't think it was fair, man.
All right.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay. All right.
It's
Thank
bogus.
you.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, John. Thank you.
By the way, the budget did pass. Quickly, Kathy in Rome. I got to take Tanya here this morning. Hi, Kathy. Good morning.
Good morning. I tell you, I vote at Clough School on Bell Road.
Okay.
And I went about 7:30, and I was the 51st person to vote.
Wow.
I think at times it's just a poor turnout overall.
Yeah.
But they had me listed. I gave them my name.
Yep. Okay.
And they looked it up, and up come my date of birth and address. So I was good to go.
I voted once, and the woman said, That's not your signature. And I'm like, yeah, it is.
Yes, it is.
And she said, well, it's terrible. You're not a doctor. Stop acting like it. And then another time I voted, the woman said, you don't live here. You can't vote here. And I'm like, I've lived here for like 15 years. What are you saying? So they went and looked me up.
I shortened my name a little bit.
Okay.
And so I just used the first initial and then my last name, and I was good to go.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, you have a wonderful day, and you know what? You're less than 3 weeks from the Belmont Stakes.
I know, it's wonderful. I don't know if Smitty told you or not.
You're going.
But I did go to OTB. And I didn't place the bet, and I had the horse.
Oh, wow. Well, you do it next time.
I made $18
Good
more than what I had before.
Wow. Go to Disney. Big money. All right, Kathy, thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Here is Tanya J. Powers. She's been keeping us abreast of everything going on with the latest in the New York City Trump trial. And here we go. I believe we're all done except for closing arguments. What do we know, Tanya? Good morning.
Good morning. I want to know what her secret was for the horse, because she's buying the pancakes this morning. Clearly,
that's exactly right. I mean, she won the big jackpot. So
she's
good job there.
She's the horse betting.
I love that.
She loves,
expert.
And you know that with we're upstate, we're all excited because Belmont Stakes for the next 2 years is going to run in Saratoga. So it's while they're doing their renovations down there. So it's pretty cool.
Oh, I might have to come upstate.
That's a good.
Tanya, you've been saying you're going to come up here for a while. We got to have you in studio.
You know what? Here's the thing. When Keeler lets me know he's actually in New York City, then I will let y'all know.
All right, that's fair enough. That is fair enough.
You keep going down there.
Listen, just so you know, my wife is like, all right, I just want you to know. You need to start doing your show over at Fox and not here in the hotel room, because at 6 o'clock in the morning in New York City hotels,
Yeah.
I mean, they're small.
They're
There
hotel room closets.
There I am yelling into the microphone, and she's trying to sleep. So I will next time.
You come right on over. I'm sitting in a studio that you could actually. This is the one where people come and broadcast when they have affiliates that come into town. I'm literally sitting in the studio right now. So
all right,
I will get out of the way and you can have it.
That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do next time. So all right, awesome. So yesterday, listen, there's not a day that this trial has gone on where there hasn't been some sort of fireworks display, and I think yesterday. Was the same, right?
Well, I mean, yesterday is when the judge finally said, okay, jury, go home. You have a week off. The defense has rested yesterday, as of yesterday. They did not, the former president did not testify. They only called a couple of witnesses. I think the prosecution called something like 20 over the days of testimony that they did. Of course, the burden of proof is they've got that to prove. The prosecution does. The judge told the jury, go home till next Tuesday. You've got until the day after Memorial Day. You've got to come back then. That's when they're going to do closing arguments. That should take a day, according to what he said. And the jury instructions should take about an hour. And then he said probably on Wednesday is when they'll start deliberating.
Okay.
That's kind of what we sort of understand as to the timing of everything. So, depending on how long that is, I mean, we could have a verdict, sometime next week, or it could take longer.
It is interesting. I enjoy, and I'm not that much. I haven't invested that much in this trial, but many have, and it is interesting. You automatically know a person's political affiliation by how they describe the judge, right? I mean, this guy is the worst judge ever in the history of the world in this kangaroo court. You automatically know who that person is voting for.
Right. Well, usually you can also tell by the way they pronounce their name.
I guess that's true too.
Yes.
How do you make that work?
That's a good question.
I've
just noticed this.
Interesting.
From the weeks of talking about this trial to many people across the country.
Okay.
That is another one of those little things that sort of tips you off. Yeah, it does not take a rocket scientist to figure out what political party is.
Thank you for saying that, because the other day they made such a big story out of AI is able to take a picture of your face and can tell who you're voting for. Well, I can tell by the flag sticking out of your pickup truck. I mean, you totally can tell who people are voting for based on kind of listening just for or watching for a simple observation. And AI, you don't need AI for it. I completely agree with you. Yeah. So where do we go from here? So we'll do the closing arguments next week. It looks like the jurors will have the weekend to celebrate, or to memorialize, we should say, Memorial Day weekend. Yeah. And were there any fireworks yesterday?
I think yesterday they after they dismissed the jury, the lawyers all came back after lunch and they did some haggling about how they were going to, how the jury was going to be instructed. This was kind of like some legal stuff that had like housekeeping sort of things that had to go on with the lawyers and the judge about the jury instructions and things like that. So that's basically what the big stuff happened before they let the jury go for the day. Like I said, the defense rested, and then the jury, got to go home.
All right. Well, very interesting. And I there's another observation that I think that is very interesting. Certainly, the trials have benefited. I mean, poll numbers for Donald Trump have gone up since all these in particular, this trial has happened. The other part is I do find it very interesting. Where Trump says he can't campaign, but every day he comes out and he speaks to the crowd, and almost every day that gets covered. So I almost feel like he's ending up with being more in the spotlight than had he not been a part of this trial.
Oh yeah, I mean, for certain, because and even if you look at his schedule before the trial started, he had every day free at that point, and
Right.
he was only doing rallies really on the weekend.
Right.
So the whole I can't campaign during the week. Well, he really wasn't before then anyway.
That is, I mean,
as
just
far as, like,
just
the
last
schedule
week, he was complaining that he couldn't campaign. Yet on Wednesday, when he had a day off, he just went and played golf. So it's not like he's taking advantage of the moments that he has off. But yeah, it is. It's actually, I feel, kind of worked out to his political benefit. And it's going to be interesting to see where all of this goes. So, all right, great stuff, Tanya. We'll be talking soon about my big upcoming trip, and we appreciate your time. Thank you.
Absolutely, thank you.
Have a great day, Tanya J. Powers from Fox News Radio.
So
they have beautiful studios when we get down there, and
I'm sure
it is as simple as. I'm going to be honest with you. It's as simple as just we make a phone call and we can utilize the studio there anytime, and they have everything there that you would need. Even they cater, and they allow you to bring a soda into the studio. So, but you know what?
See Jimmy.
But and you get to see Jimmy usually, and Tanya and everybody, and see what they're doing. And what's his name that does the news coming up here at the top of the hour? Dave Anthony, Fox News. But you know what they don't have? The ability for me to roll out of bed.
Yeah, right.
And talk into a microphone.
Yeah.
It's like where you got to go out, you got to get a car, you got to, even if you're staying over into that neighborhood, it's kind of a pain.
According to your wife, you don't have that ability to do that either in your hotel room.
What do you mean?
Well, you don't have the ability to roll out of bed and do the show because your wife wouldn't allow it if we were in New York City.
Well, she understands.
Yeah.
Listen, if we don't do the show, I've got a week of mean emails from Richard saying, you lazy piece of garbage. And then there's another guy. It's like, you're 20 minutes late.
Yeah.
Come on.
So
cut me some slack, for God's sakes.
Well, no slack will be cut. While WKTV does not have the Utica results, the Rome Sentinel does, or the Daily Sentinel. Utica's budget did pass. All three proposals did pass, or propositions, excuse me. And actually, newcomer Braden Nana ran away with it. It appears preliminarily here that Braden Nana won the election with 1,085 votes. Brian Gutka received 572 votes, and Stephanie Anderson received 201 votes.
Wow. So that
less
was
than 2,000 people.
That was Harry Potter's choice for
Howard Potter.
Huh?
Howard Potter.
That was Howard Potter's choice for the board, I believe.
I
so
think
now Howard feels like he's in. I like it because this kid's going to come in and change everything. He wants to. The whole thing that I don't understand is we need to add people to. The people need to have a voice in the committees. They need to be able to have a. They already have a voice. You can go to the meeting. You can get involved. There are things that you can do and become a part of. I don't know why you want to form another bureaucratic level of government when you don't need it. You already have a voice. I do not understand all of this, but we'll see what this...
Well, apparently his message resonated. Because
yeah.
How many of the less than 2,000 people that voted, he got...
so less than 2,000 voted overall?
That's
bad.
If I'm adding up, you had...
that's a problem. There's a low turnout there.
Yeah, I mean, even the propositions. So if you look at those, like the 1,300 range for all of them, including the budget and the propositions. Yeah, so 1085 for Nana, 572 for Gutka, 201 for Stephanie Anderson.
Wow, that's a really low number of votes.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, you're right. Mike this morning says, I hear River Hills is involved in selling Graceland. No?
Boy, do I wish.
No. How about the story in the Rome Sentinel about the guy trying to escape the cops with a tractor and crashed into their vehicle?
Yeah, it was a tractor police pursuit.
How about the woman in Syracuse who on day one stole almost $5,000 worth of Victoria's Secret bras?
Jeez.
And on day two went back to get more and got caught.
It's always the second day.
Alleged. All alleged.
Where was this?
At Victoria's Secret.
In New Hartford?
No, in
Carousel, Destiny?
At Carousel.
It's always going to be Destiny to me.
Or Carousel. What is it called, though?
It's Destiny USA.
It's always going to be Destiny to me.
It's always going to be.
It is Destiny. Yes, I know. Mike, we need to ship all migrants to Bridgewater, and they will have the ability to vote. Ship all migrants to Bridgewater, and they will want to make English the second language. And in a strange way, being in the courtroom helps Trump. It keeps him from saying something that he may regret or have to take back, as opposed to Biden, who every day the same things that have to be retracted. That is true, although yesterday that Reich video came out. The problem you have there, and they're saying that, which is really Nazi Germany Hitler language, and it was a pro-Trump video. So quickly, the campaign came out and said that this was somebody that put it up. A staffer didn't realize that the word Reich was in the terminology there. And the only problem is that the campaign is known for the last couple of days that the video is there. And as of last night, it still hadn't been taken down from their website. So it's that crap that you don't want to, especially with everything going on today. We have a huge program today, a couple of big things to get into. Number one, Kaz Tangora, New Hartford School Superintendent, is back on, and they have a big issue when it comes to class sizes.
Yeah, and that got people out to vote.
It did, but the vote ended up passing. What was New Hartford? How close? It doesn't say how close it was. Do you see that in the Sentinel?
In the Sentinel, they do have the breakdown, so let me just check that out.
If you could check,
quick.
I'd like to see. I mean, it passed.
It passed one. Wow, it looks like there was somewhat of a low turnout there, too.
What's the number?
The budget was passed by a margin of 1,168 to 458.
Okay.
So maybe 2,000 voters came out there.
Yeah, probably doesn't surprise me.
Kim Strong and Jeff Kolb took the 2 5-year terms. 798, 683. Incumbent Andrew Ward received 614 votes.
Wow, Andrew Ward. Drew Ward did not win?
I do not believe so.
Wow.
There was only 2 seats available. And then newcomer Robert Roberts III received 534 votes. Louis Skane received 298.
Mr. Skane, I like him. He's a nice guy.
Yeah. So looks like Kim Strong.
Our kids went to school together.
Kim Strong and Jeff Kolb.
Okay. Stefan, stand by. I'm going to get to you in a second. Kaz Tangora will be on and talk about the class sizes. It's a very interesting issue, but I will tell you, when you talk, I was around a bunch of teachers recently, elementary teachers, and they're all saying the same thing. Boy, you add 3 kids or 4 kids to a classroom, and boy, that can make things very difficult. We'll see what Kaz has to say. Nick Paswalakwa is a local attorney and has an opinion on the New Hartford hotel issue. We'll speak with him. Also, Andrew Reed, the Reed Rundown.
The Reed Rundown.
Today, 3 legal stories, good ones, and he discusses those. And then from NBC, we'll get a take from Ryan Nobles, who's been, and will be this weekend, all over NBC. And we'll speak with Ryan a little later on here this morning. And then somebody's asking, what was the eventual fallout over the monkey cereal story? I guess we can ask that question when Kaz comes in. But it doesn't seem like it affected any of the voting or anything like that. Although there are, I believe last night there was one of those diversity meetings that it was going on long before this.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's going on in the world out there today. After the school budget vote, it's a relief, I would assume, for superintendents and school boards that their budgets all here have passed. On the line right now, you were a witness to what yesterday? A bad accident?
Well, yes. Hi, Bill,
Hi,
Andrew, and Davey.
Hello, Stefan.
Yeah, what happened?
Now, corner of Court Street and Genesee Street, downtown Utica, a pickup truck ran into a garbage truck, a CWSI garbage truck.
Oh, boy. How bad?
Yeah.
I mean, that you run into a garbage truck. That's not good.
Well, apparently there was
No.
chemical spills and everything, too.
Okay. What happened, Stefan?
And I didn't see it happen. I just walked by it, and Genesee Street was closed from South Street to Bank Place.
Okay.
So they could investigate and take care of the cleanup. And I also was at the Stanley Theater down there and got tickets for Beach Boys.
Well, there and the big announcement is, guess who's playing drums? You okay in there, Davey?
I don't know.
Yeah, well, I'm here to tell you, Davey, who's playing drums for the Beach Boys?
The person that I thought was going to be coming when we went to the show in Verona. It's John Stamos.
John Stamos.
I want to go.
He's not playing drums, is he? He's playing guitar.
No, he plays
drums. He plays drums.
All right. Well, the picture of him on our website, he's playing guitar.
Well, he plays other instruments along with him.
Right, but he's.
What do I know?
He is a drummer.
So basically, he's going to
excuse me, Davey. Wake the hell up. Sorry.
So basically, he's going to be taking that guy that was at the Turning Stone, that awesome drummer's place, unless they're going to be alternating back and forth.
Yeah, the young
guy. He was kind of real good.
Yeah, he was a little heavy.
Yeah.
A little, not heavy, but, he was well fed.
Yes.
But really a good drummer.
Really, really good.
Yeah, he was excellent.
You'll be in for a good show, Stephen.
Well, I got to tell you, there are a lot of good seats left. And by the way, we're going to give away tickets today for you. This is, I think, seeing John Stamos play with the Beach Boys is a really cool thing. So that just ups the ante for that show, in my opinion.
I saw a comment on Facebook yesterday. I wonder if somebody asked, I wonder if John Stamos will be singing his song that he did from Full House.
I have to say, Stamos is in a few shows right now that are really good. And I think he's on a podcast that's pretty interesting to listen to. What else do I have? Okay, listen, Stefan, thank you for the update. You should always close out when you're doing news reports. I'm Stefan Ribitsky reporting for WIBX.
I'm Stefan Rubitsky reporting for WIBX.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Thank you, Stefan. Thank you.
The Rubitsky Reports. Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Well, don't listen to him. So. All right. Okay, Stefan. Thank you, man.
Enjoy the beautiful day.
You too. Yeah, you do the same.
Thank you.
It does look like Friday might be gorgeous, like about 80 degrees and full sun. Lucia on line 2. Hello, Lucy. Good morning.
Hello, Bill. Good morning. It's a sunny day. Wow.
It is beautiful. I mean, we're probably going to get some clouds and thunderstorms later this afternoon, but it's beautiful right now.
We're going swimming.
Yeah, we're going swimming. Yes.
Not in the thunderstorms.
Well,
so what's going
on? No, earlier. We
yes.
need now.
Yes.
Bill?
Yes, Lucy.
I just wanted you to know that some of my friends, because you advertise also for Mark and Pete, Big Apple.
At Big Apple Music, yeah.
Big Apple Music, and they're so excited that you send them there. They said it's a good choice.
Oh, it is it's the only choice.
Yes.
What did you say now?
Big Apple Music.
Yes, of course.
Sponsors. They love the sponsors.
Well,
they love them.
I know them both, Mark and Pete, but Mark I know very well, and what an amazing talent as well. He's an incredible musician as well.
Yeah, and also, what their beauty is, they're humble.
Yes. Yep, I agree.
They're so humble, which all of us should be, everyone. It's beautiful.
Can I just, as long as you brought this up, can I just interrupt for a moment to say, I was over there during the holidays, I think it was, and it's so amazing. You got people all over. They're trying out instruments, and they're, you got a guy and his daughter over there on the keyboard, and you got another one on the guitar, and 3 guys that are in another band. They're over in the other area. I mean, it is in that music area. It's so amazing.
Jam session.
It is. It's where. And I said to Mark on the way out, I said, "Do you understand the number of musicians you have touched over the years and assisted, and that includes someone who will never be known for their music, to all the way to Joe Bonamassa. He played a huge role when Joe Bonamassa was just a kid. getting his instruments.
You used to sit in my husband's chair,
Yes.
You know those hair, right?
Right, Bonamassa,
You used to do your hair. No, Gino, my husband.
Okay, no, I understand your husband.
Did his hair forever, and the father.
That's what I mean, yeah. Yes.
Yeah. And you, and Brad.
Well, I have no hair left to cut, Lucy.
You know how I met you? I met you by Antonella going to Big Apple. They had a contest.
I remember that.
Show. And I don't know anything about it,
We were looking for somebody to, Antonella's her daughter. We were looking for someone to sing, a female to sing a parody song. And we wrote.
No, Bill. They came after.
That came after. Okay.
I met you by going there, and I didn't know Mark. I didn't know Pete.
Okay.
So I went there, and then Antonella didn't want to go. She changed her mind. They're saying they made her do it. So Mark noticed that Antonella, when the people came, she just walked away and said, "Oh, you can have my seat," So when they happened, he came. I don't know how we saw that.
Wow.
And he brought us way in the back, and she was the first one to sing.
That's awesome. And then so I don't remember that contest, but I know she did a Laverne and Shirley parody for us at one point.
Right.
So,
well, she won, She won.
Your daughter was a wonderful singer, Lucy.
Thank you. I opened my mouth, and you know what I did when they said to me in second? I said, no, something is fixed here.
Yeah.
And I didn't know who did it, So that's what I said. So after. Anyway, I've been told about Antonella to grab famous people, famous in the world. She has a beautiful voice.
She has, and I just wanted to tell you that Andrew is telling me I have to take a commercial break coming up here, and he's
just going to get married.
He is groaning over
thank
there.
you. Yes, Lucy.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
You're going to go to church in Lord's, right?
He is moaning.
Oh, well, no, it's not going to be up here, unfortunately.
He
but
is moaning and groaning because I've missed my mark here, so.
Listen, we're going. You get the helicopter.
I got a break. I know you want to. You can call back later and you can plug whatever you want, Lucy. So, but that's very nice.
Thank you.
Nice to say about Big Apple Music and everybody over there. That's very nice. Give me a time.
58:30.
58:30. Okay,
Yes.
I can do that. Listen, coming up, we have a big hour. Next hour, we'll start with Kaz Tangora on class sizes at New Hartford, and this will be interesting no matter what district you live in. Coming up.
Rodney Atkins, June 20th, 7:30 p.m. at the Stanley Theater. Get your tickets now at the Stanley Theater box office or online at thestanley.org.
Get ready to hit the road with Steve Pawnee Chevrolet in Herkimer. Experience the thrill of the 2024 Trailblazer LS all-wheel drive with Confidence Package. Lease it for just $329 a month for 3 years, 10,000 miles per year. Need more power? Check out the 2024 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab LT 4x4. Lease it for only $489 a month for 3 years, 10,000 miles per year. Or take advantage of our purchase offer with a $6,500 rebate or rates as low as 1.9%. Customers must qualify with top-tier credit through GM Financial. Offers are available on select models only. Lease offers require a current Chevy lease through GM Financial, and finance offers require a 2010 or newer Chevrolet trade-in. All taxes, fees, and the first payment are due on delivery. Visit us on Route 28 in Herkimer or at StevePawneeChevy.com. Hurry, these offers end May 31st, 2024. Together, let's drive with Steve Pawnee Chevrolet. Stop in and see why it's always easy to do business at Steve Pawnee Chevrolet.
To 10 of? Yeah, that's going to happen. Okay, listen, we have news and a full forecast coming up for you. Top of the hour. Good morning. It's 7 a.m.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome, W295EI, WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
A lot of Greenfield, Iowa is gone. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. The town of 2000 is hardest hit in a series of tornadoes hitting Iowa, killing at least 3 people, according to Fox Weather.
It is horrific to look at. That powerful tornado tore through the middle of town in some areas, and you're actually able to see sort of the path that tornado took cutting through the town of about 2,000 people. It has destroyed dozens of homes, businesses, uprooted trees, thrown cars, at least 18 tornado reports so far.
Fox Weather's Nicole Valdez in Greenfield, Iowa. The judge at former President Trump's criminal hush money trial in New York says he'll finalize by the end of tomorrow instructions that he'll give to jurors before they start deliberating next week.
There has been no evidence. There's no evidence, and there's no crime. There's no crime. Everybody says there's no crime. Where's the crime?
The former president with reporters outside the courtroom yesterday. New details about the search of former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida are in newly released court documents. Fox's Brooke Singman.
According to the filing, the DOJ and FBI agents plan to bring standard issue weapons, ammo, handcuffs, and medium and large sized bolt cutters. They were also instructed to wear unmarked polo or collared shirts and to, quote, keep law enforcement equipment concealed. Former President Trump says, quote, crooked Joe Biden's DOJ in their illegal and unconstitutional raid of Mar-a-Lago authorized the FBI to use deadly force.
The FBI, in response, says it followed protocol in place for all search warrants. This is just standard, with no departure from the norm in this matter. Israel is recalling its ambassadors to Ireland and Norway over decisions by those governments and Spain's to formally recognize Palestine as an independent state. Israel's foreign minister says it'll only fuel extremism and instability. Norway's prime minister says there can be no peace without the recognition. America's listening to Fox News.
Hey, if you want a firearm that is easy to transport, you got to check out the U.S. Survival Rifle from our friends at Henry Repeating Arms. Now, it is a portable rifle that you can put together, take apart in just minutes. And then when you're not using it, you can store the parts in the little case that it comes in. It's so small you can store it pretty much anywhere, and it's light enough to carry everywhere. Now, it comes in black and 2 different camo patterns, and you can pick one up for $300 to $400 depending on the finish. Check out their videos. Go to their website. It's one word, henryusa.com/survival. And while you're there, make sure you order their free catalog. Now, Henry makes more than 200 rifles and shotguns and revolvers, all made in America, all backed by a lifetime satisfaction guarantee and the best customer service in the business. Go to their website, henryusa.com. Get their free catalog. They'll send you free decals and a list of dealers where you are. That's henryusa.com. Free catalog decals for the Henry U.S. Survival Rifle.
A judge in Arizona threatens to mute Rudy Giuliani if he doesn't stop talking during his remote arraignment.
Former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani pleading not guilty to 9 felony charges, including conspiracy, fraud, and forgery, appearing remotely for an arraignment in Phoenix. Prosecutors allege he and 17 others conspired to appoint fake electors in the 2020 election to back former President Trump, despite President Biden's victory in the state. A judge requiring Giuliani to post a secured appearance bond of $10,000, setting his trial for October. Others charged include former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, former President Trump attorney John Eastman, the former head of the Arizona GOP Kelly Ward, and her husband Michael. Former President Trump, who denies any wrongdoing, is not charged. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
The district attorney prosecuting former President Trump's election case in Georgia wins her Democratic Party primary.
My opponent is completely unqualified. Completely. She has less than 4 years of practicing law.
Fonnie Willis's Republican opponent is Courtney Kramer, an attorney who interned in the Trump White House and worked on the effort to overturn the Georgia election results. 2 drivers and a team owner are elected to the NASCAR Hall of Fame.
Carl Edwards and Ricky Rudd will be part of the class of 2025. Rudd's 788 consecutive starts in the Cup Series was a record before Jeff Gordon broke it in 2015, and his 906 career starts is second only to Richard Petty in the Cup Series. One of NASCAR's 75 greatest drivers, Rudd had 23 wins and won at least one race in 16 consecutive seasons. Edwards, who was elected in his 4th year on the ballot, had 28 wins in Cup Series racing and 72 NASCAR National Series wins. Ralph Moody, a mechanic and race strategist, was also elected to the Hall of Fame on the Pioneer ballot. Joe Morgan, Fox News.
Target reports slower sales with customers spending less on non-essential items. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News.
Good morning, WIBX 950 News Time, 7:05. I'm Andrew Dominio. Right now we're at 64 degrees under sunny skies. Your whole full weather forecast is coming up. This update brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. A Boonville man was arrested for allegedly choking 2 children under the age of 11. The Oneida County Sheriff's Office says 36-year-old Robert Nagy was arrested following a physical altercation at his home where he allegedly choked 2 children and threatened to sexually assault one of them. Nagy was charged with 2 counts of criminal obstruction of breathing or blood circulation, as well as 4 counts of endangering the welfare of a child, all misdemeanors. He was held on $25,000 bond and was later released. An order of protection was issued on behalf of the children. There was a motor vehicle crash and fluid spill closing several streets in Utica on the city's east side yesterday. That's according to Utica police. Authorities say the crash occurred shortly before 1 p.m. Tuesday at Genesee and Court Streets. The crash involved a hazardous spill, according to authorities. The following streets were closed: Genesee Street from Washington to Cornelia, Hopper from King to Genesee, and Court Street from Genesee to Broadway. Eventually, traffic did reopen. The details of the crash are still unknown. Mohawk Valley residents got out to vote yesterday in the school budget and school board elections. All of the budgets in the Mohawk Valley passed. When it comes to school board elections, there were a few notables to mention here. In the Utica School Board election, newcomer Braden Nana took the victory with 1,085 votes. He beat out Brian Guka, who received 572 votes, and Stephanie Anderson, who received only 201 votes. Senator Kirsten Gillibrand is calling on the White House to ramp up efforts to prevent the spread of bird flu before it's too late. The New York Democrat is urging the White House to disclose what guidance they have released to agencies and states and what steps they have taken to control the virus since the outbreak began. Gillibrand points out that the new avian flu strain is infecting cattle for the first time in the U.S., and that 1 case of dairy cow to human transmission was confirmed by the CDC in Texas last month. Avian flu has not been detected in New York's dairy cows, but given the state's large dairy industry, Gillibrand is concerned about potential spread to the state and nationwide. And the best place to live in the country is Naples on Florida's southwest Gulf Coast. That's according to U.S. News and World Report, which ranks Naples number 1 on its annual Best Places to Live list. The report considered several factors, including affordability, quality of life, job market, and desirability. Other Florida cities on the list include Sarasota, Jacksonville, Orlando, Tallahassee, Daytona Beach, and Miami.
Naples is very beautiful.
It is.
Yeah.
And they say best place to live, and it factors in affordability. It's pretty expensive to live in Naples.
Oh, it is. At the end of the day, they say, well, the beautiful thing is you go to Florida, you don't pay taxes.
On property taxes, you do.
You pay. Listen, governments are going to get their money one way or the other.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing that is very expensive in Florida is, you don't have to pay heat. Okay, well, you're going to pay for air conditioning.
Yes.
But the other part is what they're getting crushed on right now is insurance rates. Insurance rates
in some places you can't even get coverage.
They're driving people out of the state because of the climate change that we cannot deny at this point. You can argue over whatever you want with it, but the fact is storms are stronger right now, and everything seems to be a little crazier weather-wise. And what's happened is insurance companies their rates have skyrocketed, and it is driving people out of that state. There's still more people moving to Florida than moving out of Florida.
Yeah.
But it's not far from leveling off all of a sudden. But Naples is beautiful. Any other commentary you want from me, Andrew? Just give me the eye.
No, that's okay. I'd like to move on to the weather forecast.
I can talk about anything I know nothing about.
Your weather forecast, however, you do know something about. You've been following it closely, and our man Mike Johnson has it. It's brought to you by Adirondack Home Furniture.
Here's the latest from the WIBS Weather Center. Today, sunshine in the morning, thunderstorms in the afternoon. High 90. Tonight, thunderstorms possible, low 64. Tomorrow, Thursday, some clouds, thunderstorms, high 78. And Friday, plenty of sunshine to kick off Memorial Day weekend, high 80. That's the latest. I'm Mike Johnson from WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Right now it's 65 and sunny at 710. Sports brought to you by IBEW NECA 43 local contractors. Well, the New York Yankees lost another one to a very good Seattle Mariners team. This is what happens when your pitching struggles and your offense is dud-worthy. Well, the final score there, 6-3. They were unable to complete the comeback in the Bronx. They'll finish the next 2 games in the Bronx. The third of the 4-game series is tonight. They still lead the AL East at 33 and 17. Meanwhile, the Mets have dropped back-to-back games after falling to the Cleveland Guardians 7-6 at Progressive Field. Adrian Hauser suffered his fourth loss of the season after allowing 6 runs on 6 hits over 5 innings pitched. New York is now 4th in the NL East at 21 and 27. They'll look to salvage their series finale this afternoon. The Eastern Conference Final begins tonight. The New York Rangers are hosting the Florida Panthers for Game 1 at Madison Square Garden. The Blue Shirts finished the regular season with the best record in the NHL, but went just 1-2 against the Panthers. New York advanced to the conference final after eliminating the Carolina Hurricanes in 6 games. Aaron Rodgers is gearing up for a big season. The Jets starting quarterback said following Tuesday's OTA practice that if the team doesn't have success this year, everyone will likely be out of a job. Gang Green has gone 18 and 33. That's a positive way of going into camp. Gang Green has gone 18 and 33 under the leadership.
Well, they're all in. They're all in.
Yeah,
here.
they have to be.
And I hate to say, but I realize you didn't play last year, but Mother Time. Is it Father Time? Father Time. Mom's
Nature,
taking a break. Mother
Father
Nature,
Time.
Father Time. Father Time is
not kind.
It's not kind. No.
Gang Green has gone only 18 and 33 under the leadership of head coach Robert Saleh and general manager Joe Douglas, and have not made the playoffs in 13 years. The 40-year-old signal caller also noted that if he doesn't perform, then they will probably move on from him. Rodgers is returning from a season-ending Achilles tear he suffered during last year's season opener.
If he doesn't perform, the New York media will destroy him. He will be wanting to move on.
Yes.
Would you agree with that?
I would agree. And, I hate to say it, they have some decent weapons.
You
but
cannot deny
you don't have
that,
an offensive line.
You cannot deny, though, that Aaron Rodgers being there adds excitement. And then the fact that
they
he
have
went
6 primetime games.
He went 3 plays in or 4 plays, whatever it was, last year. It adds a great deal of excitement. I can't wait for this summer to be over.
Wrong.
I'm kidding. Anything else?
That is it.
The other day you said the Mets are making their way back towards 500. Also wrong. I believe in
Well,
their
they
last
were.
2 or 3 series that they have been in, they have basically lost the first 2 games and won the 3rd game. You can look it up. But to me, that's a net decline, unfortunately. They're moving in the other direction. Boy, oh boy, things have got to turn around for the New York Mets. Davey, Lucia's back. She has something else. Good morning, Lucia. You're back, and
Good morning. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Bill. I forgot to tell you about. I was calling for Joe Griffo. He's running.
Okay. All right.
Just a reminder, and he's the best one, the best candidate. We're lucky that he's running, and I don't want to say I can wait till daytime because I want to enjoy the summer.
Right.
Don't forget to vote.
Don't forget to
Joe
vote.
Griffo.
Yeah. Now, you won't be able to vote for quite some time for Joe Griffo, but yeah, not until October. But yes, Joe Griffo is running this year.
Not till October, but that's why I said I want to enjoy the summer. I don't want to rush it.
Right. You
Just
don't
a
want to be out there
reminder.
campaigning in the summer. That would be terrible.
Yeah. Well, why not? Remind people.
Okay.
We're going
All
to
right.
vote for him.
Yeah, Bill, come on.
Thank
Okay.
you. And have a sunshine day.
All right. Have a wonderful day. Thank you, Lucia.
Thank you. Bye.
That is Lucia. And she loves Joe Griffo. Some guy in the 540. Now, 540, area code 540 is where?
I think Virginia.
Virginia, and it is. In Virginia, he says, we have lower taxes, but then you have to pay property taxes on all of your vehicles, boats, your ATVs, et cetera, et cetera. And you do this each year until you die.
Until you die.
So believe me, governments will get the money they need to operate. Hold on tight. We're coming right back. Kaz Tangora is the superintendent of schools at New Hartford. Their budget passed. Their propositions passed. They have 2 new school board members. And there's still the issue of class size. And it's been a real hot topic. And Kaz will talk about that coming right up here at WIBX.
Memorial Day deals at Mattress Express. Save up to $800 on select Stearns & Foster sets and get a $200 prepaid Visa card. Save up to $500 on Sealy sets and get a $100 prepaid Visa card. Then ask about no money down and take up to 60 months to pay.
This is Bill Cole from Gates Cole Insurance. Finding insurance coverage can be an overwhelming undertaking. As your local independent insurance company, we work hard for you to get the best coverage.
My name's Timothy Dean. I'm from Taberg, New York. We had a house fire. Got a phone call at 3 o'clock in the morning. My house was fully involved. That morning at 6 o'clock, I called. Leslie was my agent, and within a matter of 20 minutes, the agent had called me, and within a matter of 2 hours, the agent was on scene, assisting me with whatever I needed, and Gates Cole went above and beyond. I would highly recommend Gates Cole Insurance to anyone for the customer service that they have provided for me during not only my fire, but also for all my business needs.
This is Tom Cole. For insurance for your home, auto, business, and just about everything else, trust your local independent insurance agency. Gates Cole Insurance. We'll take care of you.
All rise for Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird. Academy Award winner Aaron Sorkin's stage adaptation is directed by Tony Award winner Bartlett Sher. Emmy Award winning actor Richard Thomas will play the role of Atticus Finch in this Broadway national tour. Don't miss Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird, coming to the Stanley June 4th and 5th at 7:30 p.m. For tickets, visit BroadwayUtica.org. That's BroadwayUtica.org.
Hi, this is Rob Hilton of Hilton Estate and Elder Law with important information that you should know regarding your estate planning. Specifically, you should have prepared what is known as the Big Three.
Basic estate planning is comprised of the 3 main documents that you need. First is the will, next is the healthcare proxy, and last is the power of attorney. What most people don't know is how important of the 3 the power of attorney really is, because New York State has no simple method for you to act on another's behalf if they become incapacitated.
I am often asked, what is probate and why is it needed?
Probate is the act of administering the will through the New York State court system. It requires a filing fee and other actions to be taken, as well as a petition to be filed. It is time-consuming and can be expensive. It can be avoided by using a living trust.
To find out more about strategies to protect your loved ones through proper estate planning, contact us at Hilton Estate and Elder Law. Call for more information and to schedule an in-person meeting to answer your questions.
Hilton, you know the name. They know the law. Hilton Estate and Elder Law.
Ready to hit the road with confidence this summer? Look no further than Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, your one-stop shop for top-quality tires at unbeatable prices. At Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, we believe that safety and savings go hand in hand. That's why we offer the best prices up front on top brands, including Summit, Nokia, Bridgestone, and more. With Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, you'll drive away with peace of mind and money in your pocket. Locations in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
The Potting Shed Antiques in Whitesboro is buying silver, gold-filled, vintage costume, estate jewelry, and U.S. and Canadian coins. They've been your hometown buyer for the past 52 years. While other gold and silver buyers claim to offer the highest prices, the Potting Shed Antiques actually delivers. Let Don Hartman take a look at your individual pieces or your entire collection. The Potting Shed Antiques, open Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Please call ahead for an appointment. Visit thepottingsshedsantique.com.
Replacing your roof isn't a decision you take lightly. You want industry standards met with affordable options and a crew who knows how important a sound roof is to you and your family. Dennis Padula & Sons Roofing is your hometown roofers with deep roots in our community. Padula Roofers specialize in residential roofing projects. They're a GAF certified master elite roofing contractor who keeps their standards above the rest. Call 315-733-1564 to find out more about their Roofs for Troops mail-in rebate. Dennis Padula & Sons Roofing, your hometown roofers.
The more you buy, the more you save at My Carl's. Save up to an extra 20% off bedroom sets, dining, sofas, sectionals, mattresses, and more. Only at My Carl's, New Hartford Shopping Center.
Just admit it, you love yard sales. Only one thing beats driving around looking for them. That's going to the world's largest yard sale. Good news for you, it's back and bigger than ever before. The world's largest yard sale is coming to Herkimer County Fairgrounds on Saturday, June 8th. You'll find treasures and deals of a lifetime. Find things for your house, your car, your pet, and most importantly, find things for you. There will be great food and music and hundreds of vendors with tons of treasures. Don't miss out on the world's largest yard sale, all happening on Saturday, June 8th at the Herkimer County Fairgrounds. The world's largest yard sale is brought to you by the Potting Shed Antiques and sponsored by John's Mobile Home Parts and Accessories, Oneida Herkimer Solid Waste Authority, Clinton Tractor and Implement Co., and Standard Heating, Cooling, and Insulating. The first 500 people through the gate will receive a reusable tote bag from OHSWA to put their goodies in. To get more information, click the Events tab on this station's website.
We used to argue about whose turn it was to clean the gutters, but then I had Leaf Filter gutter protection installed.
Wait, I told you Leaf Filter had free inspections and estimates and a lifetime guarantee.
Meaning we never have to argue about whose turn it is to clean the gutters again.
But I visited leaffilter.com/triumph first.
No, I did.
It doesn't matter who. Visit leaffilter.com/triumph to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off today.
See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
WIBX.
Yeah.
This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Portions of today's program brought to you by River Hills Properties, the #1 independent real estate agency in all of upstate New York. On that corner right there. Yep. Nobody sells homes like River Hills. They have a brand new TV show, and I got to tell you, tomorrow we'll have Bill Monjo and Robin Monjo in. Bill talks about, during this week's episode of Sold in Upstate New York, it's a TV show about real estate in the area. And during this week's show, he talks about the importance of, and I actually wrote a little story about it, the importance of Memorial Day and the importance of actually memorializing versus Happy Memorial Day. Now, listen, we're all going to have barbecues, right? You're going to have your events, families here, whatever. Maybe you open your pool. Maybe you don't have a pool.
Maybe you open your camp.
Whatever it is, that's all cool. But the reality is this is a somber holiday that remembers those who have fallen in the name of the nation, in the name of the country and our freedom. So, therefore, Bill just talks incredibly about that and the importance of the holiday, and also his time in Vietnam. He was a pilot in Vietnam.
Yes, he was.
And he also talks a bit about coming home. And for Vietnam veterans, that was not a good experience. It's completely different today.
Thank God.
So, and thankfully, yeah. Anyway, River Hills Properties, they have a new show. It's called Sold in Upstate New York. You can check it out on YouTube at any time. It'll be on TV this weekend on PNY, Saturday at 2 p.m., and then Sunday on Fox at 8:30 a.m. and 8 a.m. and 11:30 p.m. on Fox TV. So check all of that out, if you will. Anything else I should add? We'll do Hobikus Free Money Question of the Day. Davey, we're this morning giving away the potential at how much money this morning?
100.
That's it? I mean, come on.
Oh, boy.
100.
$150 today. Thank you, Davey, for that. Thank you. $150 today.
Well, he did say 100 twice, so maybe 200. I think that's what he meant.
Is that what we're counting now?
Yeah.
And in studio right now is the superintendent of schools, Kaz Tangora, with New Hartford. And Dr. Tangora, good morning.
Good morning.
So, first of all, a little review. Everybody seemed like their numbers were down yesterday throughout the whole region when it comes to
it was pathetic, to
people
be
getting out and voting for their budget.
Yeah, in New Hartford, we had north of 1,600 folks come out to vote.
Wow.
And that's typical when there's a contested race. Last year, we didn't have a contested race. We had far fewer people come out to vote.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
And you had what, 4 or 5 people running for two?
We had
two seats.
5 people running for 2 seats.
2 seats, yeah. Okay, so the winners, Strong and Kolb.
Kim Strong and Jeff Kolb.
Okay,
yes.
all right. Now, one of the big issues I expected, I felt, I don't know if you felt a little unease. Any superintendent during this time of the year realizes all it takes is one crazy story, and you could be looking at a contested budget, and that can be very difficult for everybody involved. I felt like this class size thing was going to be that, but it didn't turn out to be.
No, I actually didn't have that concern.
You didn't? Okay.
No. I mean, I'm 21-1 in terms of my budget votes, right?
That's
so
big.
That's a great record.
Right. So, but to lose is terrible.
It is.
But the New Hartford,
it's terrible for everybody. Ultimately, it's terrible for the students.
Well, yeah, my biggest concern, right, are for the students, right? But New Hartford's been so supportive of their school district, and I always worry. It's always anxiety the night of a budget vote, but I was pretty confident that they would support their students.
But yeah, to Bill's point, it's not usually that they really fine-tooth comb and look at everything and say, I don't really like this budget line, or, I think this needs to be changed. It is usually some, big thing that it's almost a protest vote. So
yeah, so building a school budget is just a daunting task. It's so complex, and it takes all year. And you have to balance all the competing interests, which are more than you can imagine, right? So at the end of the day, through the vision of our mission, right, and what's in the best interest of the kids, and also what is fair for the taxpayers. We have a fiduciary responsibility, and what's sustainable over time. And given the budget forecast for the future, I think everybody was trying to do a bit of belt tightening.
Yeah, this is, we don't know what's coming next year.
It doesn't sound good. I mean, the governor basically has given us a warning, right? She kind of backed off this year, but had said that, she was going to move forward at least with looking at the safe, harmless provision, which impacts many districts in our region.
So if you're a smaller district, your numbers don't kind of work. The state's she's basically saying, I almost feel like she's throwing a big hint, like you may be looking at consolidation. Some of these smaller districts.
Yeah, I think that's a possibility.
Yeah, and you've been through that Civil War.
Yeah,
before.
That's I still have the scars.
Yeah. It's a toughie.
It seems like she's projecting she's projected what she wants to do with what she didn't do this year. Right, like if she has her way next year, this is how it will be.
It feels like 2008.
Yeah.
Right, all over again. Right, and those were terrible times for school districts.
Yeah. We were all. It all seemed like everything. COVID money was out there, and it just seemed like everybody felt like everything was going to be easy and simple. But I do think the migrant issue in New York has cost a lot of money, and they've moved money. It seems like they've moved money from education to cover that. So. It's politics. Class size, that has been a big issue. And where do you stand? And, we watched the board meeting the other night, my wife and I, and people were giving some really impassioned speeches. All of these people care about children.
Of course.
But so does the board, and so do you. And at the same time, you have this financial responsibility. So where will New Hartford be when it comes to these elementary class sizes?
Right. So we are exactly where we are every year at this point in time.
Okay.
Like watching to see how the numbers will shake out. I mean, we've done registration for kindergarten earlier this year, but throughout the summer, we keep an eye on those numbers. I agree with folks that smaller class sizes are important under 20, especially in the primary grades, K2, K3. But I also balance that with the fact that I think people sometimes don't understand that a 15 students to one teacher ratio is a special ed classroom. Right? Okay. So I don't think we need to have class sizes that are so small that there could be a special ed classroom. Certainly, I support, 16, 17, 18 students in K1, 2, 3, upwards of, 20, maybe a little north of 20 in the intermediate grades. But you can't look at it just based on the numbers. You have to look at the composition of the students in that classroom, right? So there are many, many factors that go into landing on that number for a specific classroom. And if we have to have a summer bid meeting and increase the staff or move staff around to balance those classes, we will. But again, I think for a lot of reasons this came to the forefront this year, but we're always in May, June having the same conversation.
So it's fluid right now.
Always is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is enrollment up this upcoming school year? For this upcoming school year?
No. So for the last, I think we have one class in the high school that's over 200, and then every class is below 200 and diminishing. So we'll have to see what happens.
There was a time where you, when you first came, where you had talked about redistricting. You have three elementary schools?
We have 3 elementary schools.
And by the way, that's jumping into a major fire, redistricting in New Hartford. I don't know if you felt that at all. But, you have Miles, Bradley, and Hughes. So it does seem that you could move students around, but I'm not sure people want to. People are loyal to, or they've become accustomed to. You can explain it.
It's a couple things. Yeah. I did talk about redistricting and when I first came to the district, and I still believe that it is something that we should study, right?
Yeah.
Just out of obligation. Not that we're going to do it. It's something that we should study. It also takes a very long time. And I don't think, quite frankly, that my tenure is going to be that long to go through that whole entire study.
Yeah.
But I would support it and would help get that started sooner rather than later, knowing that A, it may never happen. B, if it does happen, it would be years from now.
Yeah.
And C, it would likely require some significant capital work.
That may very well, something like that might help when it comes to teach class size.
Oh,
right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I support having all the grade levels in one building for curricular reasons, for staffing reasons, just for a matter of effectiveness and efficiency. But again, people are really loyal to their local schools, especially elementary schools. And that's a daunting task that would require just a years of study and contemplation.
The staff numbers alone, it would almost have to be you'd have to wait for a certain number of teachers to retire, but then you're also battling with having to replace those, and then do you hold off replacing them, and then the class size issue comes up again. So there's the complexity of that too.
Malcolm, the name I was trying to come up with earlier, I had mentioned you, Malcolm Gladwell. Is it Gladwell? So had a book out, several books, where they talked about the success of students. I think one of his books was about kids and kids being successful when it comes to education. And they got into class size. And there is a sweet spot. And where according to his data, you could be too small. When you get so small, it can have a negative effect.
Yeah, there's a point of diminishing returns, right?
Yeah.
So part of having a classroom is building a community and working together. And so certainly can be too big, but definitely can be too small.
But you feel that what is the number on the upper side? What's too big? Or again,
I think in today's day and age, if you have classes sizes in elementary school and intermediate levels that are north of 22, 23 are too big, right?
Yeah.
Students are different, right? I say all the time, hey, when I was in first grade, I had 31 kids. Well, let me tell you, Mr. Tangora disciplined Cosmo Tangora in a different way, right?
Yes.
Than happens.
Yeah, that's an interesting point.
That's a very good
point. So it's a different time. So you can't compare, like, when I was in school, well, who cares? We have the children we have in front of us today are the children we need to serve.
Just so you know, I've heard here, and listen, I do work along with work for my father-in-law in education. It's drilled into my head through my wife, so I'm around it. the fact is, when someone says to you, back in my day, they taught us. We learned back in my day. The real truth of that is, look at your kids' homework at a young age. You'll be shocked and maybe even confused. Do you agree with that?
I would agree.
Yeah. It's
our teachers are doing a fabulous job, right? And they have every day more challenges put in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's my job as a superintendent of schools to try to eliminate as many obstacles as possible so the teachers can do their job in the classroom and make sure that each individual student reaches their point of potential. And that's different year to year, class to class, based on the teacher, the students, and whatever's going on at that point in time.
So you would say you are hearing people's concerns?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm always listening to what people have to say and consider what folks have to say, but I also have to balance it as well. At the end of the day, not everyone gets what they want. All they remember is what they didn't get.
That's a great point.
It's the I don't care about that person. I only care about me. Ultimately, I think parents are most selfish when it comes to their kids.
They should be,
and they should be.
They should be.
Fight for your kid.
You have to advocate for your child. Yes.
And then finally, I do have people asking: has there been any resolution, or where do we stand on the great LeBron James story? We'll call it.
Yeah, so I have been on a listening tour for the past couple of weeks and will continue to. I did reach out to Dr. Montgomery and a number of other folks in the area. I've heard from past former students and a number of parents. We had our EEC meeting last night. I would expect that
EEC being
the Educational Equity Committee that we had started. So to have some pretty concrete steps that we're going to take over the next several years, because this can't be a one and done thing. It has to be. So how are we going to address professional learning and faculty and staff? What are we going to do for the students? How are we going to address the fact that we don't have a diverse faculty and staff, and what are we going to do about that? And these things take time. One of the best pieces of advice that I received was pause and listen and be thoughtful about how you're going to move forward.
Yeah.
So,
and then finally, another big issue that I'll leave the pool thing aside, but another big issue during your time has been the bus garage and the impending seems. I don't think they're going to reach their timeline, but this electric bus issue is posing new problems for school districts. Where are you? Do you feel on a new bus garage?
Well, we definitely need one, right? That's been established about 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So we will probably form a committee around the 2026 who will study the issue and then determine where we're going to put the garage.
Okay.
We own property, so if the garage goes somewhere in the district where we own property, people are going to be unhappy. If we have to purchase land to build the bus garage, that would require a referendum. People are going to be unhappy.
Yeah.
And again,
you don't say.
Again, and I think I'd mentioned this earlier to somebody. There's a difference between leadership and popularity, and sometimes you have to lead, and some people aren't going to, think that's a great decision, but the decision needs to be made anyways.
Always keeping the kids.
Always. This is kids first. I mean, the first 10 thoughts have to be about the students.
Yeah. Constantine, thank you so much. It's
Always
almost summer, which for superintendents doesn't mean all that much, but
it's always the weather's always just nice to.
It is nicer.
It's nicer to walk to your car to get to work.
All right, thank you so much.
Take care.
Kaz Tangora at New Hartford Central School District. We'll break, and Davey, we're doing Hobica's free money question of the day this morning. You said $150.
No,
thank
I didn't.
You for
I
that.
said 100.
He said 100 twice. Remember? So I think what he was saying is 200.
Is that what you're saying?
No, I said one. ONE, one, just one plain little.
Boy, he's gotten to you. Hobica has just gotten to you.
One twiddle.
Does he call you every morning?
Nobody calls me.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody.
All right, so $150.
Nobody calls me.
All right.
Yeah, okay.
Or did you really mean 100 plus 100? Is that what you meant?
No, I meant 100.
2 plus 100.
No,
200.
100.
Did you hear what he said? I can't hear him.
I give up, people.
These
I give
engineers
up.
have got to work on this microphone. I can't.
Every time he says 100, it says 200.
All right, so for $150 here on this Wednesday, what caller number? See if I can hear this. What caller number are you looking for?
Caller number 6.
Sixth caller. I heard that. I don't know. It's weird.
Megan was calling me.
Caller number 6 right now. Your chance to win from, and we'll do some Beach Boys tickets too coming up. Your chance to win from Hobica and WIBX. And then coming in, we'll get into this issue of the New Hartford Hotel. We got, this has kind of become the New Hartford Hour. Nick Pasalacqua is the local attorney who has a pretty strong opinion on this issue for the village of New Hartford, and we'll get to that coming up. Hobica's question is next on WIBX.
Hi, this is Rob Hilton of Hilton Estate and Elder Law with important information for families that have disabled children to protect the child and to ensure your future wishes are met.
So if you have a disabled child, you need to provide them with what's called a special needs trust. This trust allows them to receive an inheritance from you, but also allows them to keep any governmental benefits that they are receiving. It is critically important that if they have an inheritance coming, that they not lose their benefits.
Unmarried couples should be aware of important steps they need to take with their estate planning.
If a partner dies and does not leave a will, the surviving partner will not likely receive any of the assets from the deceased partner. This can create a lot of problems in the future and must be resolved utilizing a will or a trust.
To find out more about strategies to protect your loved ones through proper estate planning, contact us at Hilton Estate and Elder Law. Call for more information and to schedule an in-person meeting to answer your questions.
Hilton, you know the name, they know the law. Hilton Estate and Elder Law.
Ready to hit the road with confidence this summer? Look no further than Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, your one-stop shop for top quality tires at unbeatable prices. At Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, we believe that safety and savings go hand in hand. That's why we offer the best prices up front on top brands including Summit, Nokia, Bridgestone, and more. With Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, you'll drive away with peace of mind and money in your pocket. Locations in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Replacing your roof isn't a decision you take lightly. You want industry standards met with affordable options and a crew who knows how important a sound roof is to you and your family. Dennis Padula & Sons Roofing is your hometown roofers with deep roots in our community. Padula Roofers specialize in residential roofing projects. They're a GAF certified master elite roofing contractor who keeps their standards above the rest. Call 315-733-1564 to find out more about their Roofs for Troops mail-in rebate. Dennis Padula & Sons Roofing, your hometown roofers.
Why do we say we bring the fun to your backyard? Because at Tucker Backyard Pools and Spas, that's exactly what we aim to do. And a fiberglass pool can bring years and years of backyard fun. A fiberglass pool from Tucker Backyard is more affordable now than ever. Plus, with durability, low maintenance, and of course, beauty, it's the perfect fit for your backyard. Come visit our unique indoor showroom, including 3 fully functional pools, giving you a full hands-on experience. Or try our new interactive showroom and design the pool or spa of your dreams. Interact, design, review, and save. With Tucker Backyard service and knowledge, now is the time to stop by and learn more about putting the pool of your dreams in your backyard. Tucker Backyard Pools and Spas, 8086 Seneca Turnpike, 1 mile west of Big Apple Plaza. Online at tuckerbackyard.com. Visit Tucker Backyard Pools and Spas, Seneca Turnpike. We bring the fun to your backyard.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Could be I'm sorry. Could be thank you. Could be congratulations. Could be I need a little pick-me-up. I'm thirsty. I'm hungry. I want. What am I talking about? Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. It's Daylight Donuts. They have the matcha green tea latte, which is so good. As I said, you could be saying I'm sorry to somebody or thank you to somebody. Bring them donuts, bring them bagels in New York style. And, of course, there's something about getting those glazed donuts when they just come off the rack in the morning. Oh, my God, they're so good.
Yes.
Just saying. They're really good. It's Daylight Donuts. A lightning fast drive-through first thing in the morning every single day. Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. On the line right now, ready to play Hobica's free money question of the day for Davy's $150. Here is Amanda in Utica. Hello, Amanda. Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Doing all right.
Doing good. We're ready to give away maybe $150.
I hope you win. I hope you pull this off. You know you're going to have exactly 7 seconds.
Yep.
You must get your answer in before the buzzer. That's the one area where he's very strict with us. Okay, here we go. Here is your question. Are you ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
All right, here it is. What year did the Berlin Wall come down? Ready, go.
1911.
Did the Berlin Wall come down before it was built? 1911 is not the answer.
Now we can't judge. She threw out a guess, and most people don't.
And listen, when you're running with it, you just got to guess.
You have to throw it out.
Yeah.
The answer 1989.
Ooh, yeah.
And you how old are you? Do you mind telling me, Amanda?
I'm 40, so I was born.
Yeah.
She seems younger than that. She sounds younger.
You do sound much younger. Unlike me, I think I sound older. It's terrible.
I look younger, too.
You do look younger. Me too. Me too. Yeah, I look very young. Okay, are you interested in taking a shot at Beach Boys tickets?
Sure, yeah.
You know who's coming with the Beach Boys?
I know who the Beach Boys are, yes.
You do know the Beach
Boys. Okay,
yes.
good. All right, yes. What I was going to say was, being 40, you probably remember Full House, and John Stamos will be joining the Beach Boys on the stage in Utica.
He's playing drums for this show. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Okay, cool.
And this is a big deal. They put out a big press release, the Beach Boys did yesterday about it, because whenever everybody always goes and you hear, boy, I hope John Stamos is on the drums. And in this case, for the Utica show next week on the 31st, he will be. Plenty of good seats still available by going to StanleyBoxOffice.org, I believe is the website. Go to the Stanley's website. All right, here's this contest. I'm going to read lyrics from a song, and you tell me the name of the song, and you will win, okay?
Okay.
All right. So I read the lyrics. Here we go. I got a Letterman's sweater with a letter in front. I got for football and track. I'm proud to wear it now. When I cruise around the other parts of the town, I got a decal in back. Name the song. Beach Boys song.
I have.
All right. Well,
maybe has the Ask Andrew option, right?
Maybe I just didn't read enough. So let me just read one more line. Okay.
Okay.
I got a decal in back. So be true to your school. Okay. Name of the song. Name of the song.
Name of the song.
Name of the song. Letterman? I have no idea.
I'm now giving you the. I'm gonna
be true to your school.
I'm now giving you the all-in-one food and fun card. It's a $25 gift card. You're gonna love it though. It's good at Babes. You know they do brunch on Sundays, even Memorial Day weekend. Or you could Aquavino, Taylor and the Cook, any of the stuff at the Adirondack Bank Center. And as I mentioned, Babes Brunch, check it out. You stand by. Davey's going to hook you up. Amanda, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Don't go anywhere. Davey has you covered there.
So does she get the Beach Boys too?
No,
Okay. No, that
tried.
was tough.
I really tried.
We'll give them away later in the hour, maybe.
Or next hour. In New Hartford, as long as we're keeping it in New Hartford, the issue of a new hotel. We're not new to this. We've dealt with this with the Calverman Center in Utica.
Oh, yeah.
With Stewart's on a couple of different occasions in Utica.
Most times they want to build.
Sometimes when companies want to build, people in the community are bothered by it for one reason or another. You are seeing that in New Hartford when it comes to this new hotel, which would be a Best Western, basically behind the
burned area
over there. Nick Pasalacqua is a local attorney and has an opinion on this and is on the line right now. Nick, thanks so much for coming on. Good morning.
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
Do you want to take a shot at winning Hopeika's money, or we'll leave that alone at this point?
We'll leave that where it is.
Okay. All right. Your take on this? You are for the new project.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it. I mean, full disclosure, I'm not a resident of the village of New Hartford, but I own and have owned commercial property throughout Oneida County over the years, and it's private property, and there's only so much that the public can say about that, or how much control they have over what is done with that.
Yeah, I mean, you are in a it's private property.
Yeah, I mean,
and we saw that with the Stewart's issue, if you remember. The owner of the property finally had a buyer, and it was Stewart's, and that just took forever. And this does seem to be, there is no doubt there is a need for hotel rooms in Oneida County right now.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I know the developers personally, and I've actually seen the STR reports that are done by third parties in terms of occupancy in hotels. And the 12-mile radius from that location, there is on average an 86% occupancy rate in all of the hotels in a 12-mile radius of that location.
Wow.
Meaning that there is actually a dire need for more legitimate hotels in this area. That's why Pucente's pushing it. Because with the Nexus booked for the next 3 years, they don't want people ending up or defaulting to some of these little motels in North Utica that are less than desirable.
Yeah, that would not be good.
Nick, with regard to back to your point about
by the way, tickets just went on sale yesterday for this World Lacrosse Tournament, box tournament, and you're going to have like 38 different teams from around the world coming here. So
yeah,
there is a definite need, Andrew.
So, Nick, getting back to your point about this is private property and the owner can do what they want as long as they're not violating any codes or zoning issues. What is really, I mean, it's good that they're having this public hearing for people to voice their opinions, but ultimately, what does that mean when it comes down to it?
Sure. I mean, listen, of course, we want full disclosure, and nobody wants to see something just sprout up like, unannounced. But here's the thing, it's, from my understanding, these investors, people have to rely on the zoning laws that the village or the town or the city has implemented for certain properties, because they have to be able to rely on that to make the investment in purchasing it with an idea to develop it.
Yeah.
If they can't rely on the zoning laws in place, then it's just completely arbitrary, and the town can just agree or not agree for private use of land. And I understand that the public has concerns and wants to voice opinions, but that only goes so far. It's my understanding that there weren't even really any variances or anything that were needed because of the zoning that was in place on this lot. And a patron at the meeting had called for a referendum, right? And the mayor or somebody had said, oh, well, if it's eligible, we'll definitely do it. I'm going to tell you right now, it's not eligible for referendum.
Right.
It's just not. It's not regarding public land, use of public land. It's not regarding any public officers. It's not regarding use of public funds or public financing. And it cannot be initiated by one person saying, hey, what about a referendum? And it cannot be initiated by the government.
And at the end of the day,
it's not Congress.
Signed by at least 5% of the gubernatorial voters of the village of New Hartford. And my understanding is on Monday, all of the approvals were passed. So it's too late for that anyways, even if it were eligible.
Yeah, I think this is happening, right? Would you agree?
from everything I can see, I don't see what could stop it at this point.
Yeah. And there's also, and you touched on this, there's also a property owner's rights that we're not considering here. There's the opportunity to be able to sell. We saw that with the Stewart's location over in East Utica, and that was a terrible situation. He finally had a buyer, and it just got delayed and dragged by protests. So, and the other part of this is, I almost feel like, you may not be in New Hartford, you own property in New Hartford, but you certainly drive through it, and as you come along there, this may very well be this probably will be, I feel like this will be an improvement to the look of the village of New Hartford. It's going to take down some eyesores.
I agree. And what would the village residents say if another concrete plant wanted to go in there?
Right.
That's exactly what it was used for last.
Yeah.
I'm sure they would hate that idea with the dust and the commotion and the sound and the noise. But that's exactly what it was used as last.
Yeah. All right, very interesting, Nick. I appreciate your input, and you're taking a legal look at this thing where there's really not much that can be done to stop it. We appreciate it, and hope you have a great holiday, rest of the week, and a great holiday weekend.
You too, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much.
Nick, thank you so much.
Nick Pesalacqua, and I understand there are people, and we've spoken to them, and we've heard from them, and gotten emails from those people who are maybe living over in that area and don't want activity there, don't want that hotel there. But at the end of the day, that was really in the old Raspberries location. That was another Stewart's.
Oh, yeah.
Because, there were people, their backyards were changing because of it. So it looks
really nice over there, doesn't it?
It does now.
Yeah.
I think it does. But I'm sure there are still some people that wish it wasn't there. But Stewart's does a really good job of taking care of their properties. And I feel like so does this development company, this hotel management company. And there are many business owners over there that you're probably not hearing from who are loving the fact
I'm just fine with it.
that there's going to be, potentially walking traffic in the village. Not that any more people can get into Aquavino or Giorgio's or One Jenny or Cavallo's, whatever. But it adds walking traffic. So, all right, you want to comment on it? 315-736-0186. Next hour, Ryan Nobles from NBC. We'll get to that. There's also something really interesting about a new 211 system. What is that? Dialing 211. We'll get to it coming up at WIBX.
Say hello to Lumi, the whole-body deodorant developed with your whole body in mind. Pits, privates, and beyond. It's outrageously effective and clinically proven to block odor all day, anywhere you have body odor and wish you didn't, and keeps controlling odor up to 72 hours. Lumi is different. Developed by an OBGYN, Lumi goes beyond masking odor to control body odor in a way certain other deodorants and soap don't. Start controlling body odor everywhere, not just armpits. Experience whole-body freshness from Lumi Whole Body Deodorant today. Go to LumiDeodorant.com to be the best-smelling you of all time. There's a special offer for listeners. Use code 203 and get 15% off your first purchase with code 203. Like the Lumi Starter Pack, Acidified Body Wash, or new Lumi Plus Sweat Control. That's LumeDeodorant.com, code 203 for 15% off your first purchase. Love it or return it for free. That's LumeDeodorant.com, code 203 to save 15% today. LumeDeodorant.com.
Just admit it, you love yard sales. Only one thing beats driving around looking for them. That's going to the world's largest yard sale. Good news for you, it's back and bigger than ever before. The world's largest yard sale is coming to Herkimer County Fairgrounds on Saturday, June 8th. You'll find treasures and deals of a lifetime. Find things for your house, your car, your pet, and most importantly, find things for you. There will be great food and music and hundreds of vendors with tons of treasures. Don't miss out on the world's largest yard sale, all happening on Saturday, June 8th at the Herkimer County Fairgrounds. The world's largest yard sale is brought to you by the Potting Shed Antiques and sponsored by John's Mobile Home Parts and Accessories, Oneida Herkimer Solid Waste Authority, Clinton Tractor and Implement Co., and Standard Heating, Cooling, and Insulating. The first 500 people through the gate will receive a reusable tote bag from OHSWA to put their goodies in. To get more information, click the events tab on this station's website.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome, W295EI, WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
Deadly tornadoes in Iowa. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. Several people are reported to have been killed in the town of Greenfield. State police say it's unknown yet how many. There are houses torn apart, cars flipped and crumpled under debris. The local hospital's among the buildings damaged.
A monster tornado ripped through the town, destroying most of it, injuring at least 12 people and killing several.
We thought we lost our house, but we were lucky. But like everyone else is not so much. Like my brother Cody, his house just got wiped.
After devastating the small town of Greenfield, southeast of Des Moines, the storms moved eastward, pummeling parts of Illinois and Wisconsin and knocking out power to more than 130,000 customers in the two states. Carmen Roberts, Fox News.
Israel's government is condemning a decision by Ireland, Norway, and Spain to recognize an independent Palestinian state. It's now recognized by about 140 countries, more than two-thirds of the United Nations. Iran's supreme leader has presided over a funeral service for the country's president.
Draped in the Iranian flag and topped with a black turban, this was a state funeral for a fallen president. Ayatollah Ali Khamenei led the tributes to President Ebrahim Raisi, a man many expected would one day be supreme leader himself. Attending the funeral, the leader of Hamas, Ismail Haniyeh, along with senior politicians from Pakistan, Iraq, and the Afghan Taliban. The bodies of President Raisi and the others who died in Sunday's helicopter crash were then driven in procession through the crowded streets of Tehran. Jonathan Savage, Fox News. Republicans add to their slim House majority. California Assemblyman Kevin Fong wins a special election to finish former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy's term. He resigned from Congress last year after being voted out as Speaker. Fong was supported in the race by former President Trump. America's listening to Fox News.
Hey, if you want a firearm that is easy to transport, you got to check out the U.S. Survival Rifle from our friends at Henry Repeating Arms. Now, it is a portable rifle that you can put together, take apart in just minutes, and then when you're not using it, you can store the parts in the little case that it comes in. It's so small you can store it pretty much anywhere, and it's light enough to carry everywhere. Now, it comes in black and 2 different camo patterns, and you can pick one up for $300 to $400 depending on the finish. Check out their videos. Go to their website. It's one word, henryusa.com/survival. And while you're there, make sure you order their free catalog. Now, Henry makes more than 200 rifles and shotguns and revolvers, all made in America, all backed by a lifetime satisfaction guarantee and the best customer service in the business. Go to their website, henryusa.com. Get their free catalog. They'll send you free decals and a list of dealers where you are. That's henryusa.com. Free catalog decals for the Henry U.S. Survival Rifle.
President Biden and former President Trump win 2 more states' primaries in Kentucky and Oregon. Nearly 30% of Democrats and 15% of Republicans in Kentucky voted for someone other than President Biden or former President Trump. Likely Robert F. Kennedy Jr. get a few write-in votes. He's running as an independent, and his campaign says he should and could be on the debate stage next month.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s campaign spokesman Del Bigtree says if CNN sticks to a 15% threshold in 4 polls, then they believe, as Kennedy himself has said,
we're going to be in that debate.
Bigtree told the Fox News Rundown podcast, in the meantime, the effort's on to get RFK Jr.'s name on all state ballots. He says their strategy, once they have enough signatures in each state, is to hold them in many cases before turning them in.
But as soon as you turn them in, then they come under attack by those that are going to try and strike them down. So we want to close that window to keep a limit on that so that we don't spend a fortune in legal battles.
He says states like Hawaii and Nevada have fought their efforts, though they will appear on Hawaii's ballot. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
White House announces more student loan debt cancellation.
President Biden says public service workers like teachers, nurses, and law enforcement officials enrolled in the SAVE plan are included in the latest round of student loan forgiveness, totaling more than $7.5 billion for 160,000 borrowers. The SAVE plan offers forgiveness on loans after 20 or 25 years or 10 years if the original loan was less than $12,000. In total, the administration has approved $167 billion in relief for 4.75 million borrowers, despite a broader forgiveness plan struck down by the U.S. Supreme Court. In Washington, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Game one of the Eastern Conference Finals in the NBA. Boston beats Indiana 133-128 in overtime at home in Boston. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News.
Good morning, WIBX 950 News Time, 8:05. I'm Andrew Dominio. 69 degrees under sunny skies. Going to be a beautiful day today. Maybe some rain and thunderstorms, but we'll get the full forecast from Mike Johnson in minutes. This update brought to you by the new Destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. Well, the school board election results are in and the school budget votes are in. And in every Mohawk Valley school, the budgets were passed. Some notable Utica school board or notable school board elections to mention: the Utica City School Board newcomer Braden Nana defeated Brian Guka and Stephanie Anderson with 1,085 votes. Guka ended up with 572, and Stephanie Anderson received 201 votes. Again, all area districts received their budgets passing. In Whitesboro, incumbents Thomas Schoen Jr., Michael Head, and Dr. Steven Zatko each returned for three-year terms. Challenger Mary Karboski only received 570 votes. And in New Hartford, there were 5 people vying for 2 seats on the school board. Newcomer Kim Strong and Jeffrey Kolb took down incumbent Drew Ward, newcomer Robert Roberts III, and newcomer Louis Skane. A motor vehicle crash in Utica led to a fluid spill and several streets being closed yesterday on the city's east side. That's according to Utica police. Authorities say the crash occurred shortly before 1 p.m. Tuesday at Genesee Street and Court Streets. The crash involved a hazardous spill that closed Genesee Street from Washington to Cornelia, Hopper from King to Genesee, and Court Street from Genesee to Broadway. The roadway was reopened after a good amount of time. More information about the crash is expected to be released at a later time. The TSA is preparing for one of the busiest travel seasons of the year. The agency is projecting an 11% increase in travelers at Syracuse Hancock International Airport for Memorial Day weekend compared to the same time last year. Travel volume is expected to start rising tomorrow, and it's recommended people get to the airport 2 hours before their flight. That should give them plenty of time to get through security and to their gate without having to rush. And the world's largest tree might be sick. The General Sherman stands 275 feet tall in the giant sequoia forest about 90 miles east of Fresno, California. Wildfire passed through the grove of giant trees back in 2021, and now the bark beetle has arrived, posing a serious threat. Researchers have found several nearby trees infested with the pests. Some of those trees are dying. Now scientists are studying the more than 2,000-year-old General Sherman to look for signs of bark beetles. But if they find them, it may be too late to save the tree with a 36.5-foot diameter at its base because there's no known way to eradicate the insect without irreparably harming the tree. It is 8:08. Your weather forecast is brought to you by Adirondack Home Furniture.
Here's the latest from the WIBS Weather Center. Today, sunshine in the morning, thunderstorms in the afternoon. High 90. Tonight, thunderstorms possible, low 64. Tomorrow, Thursday, some clouds, thunderstorms, high 78. And Friday, plenty of sunshine to kick off Memorial Day weekend, high 80. That's the latest. I'm Mike Johnson from WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Right now, we're just shy of 70 degrees under sunny skies. It is 8:09. Sports.
Oh, please. It wasn't that loud. Stop being a baby.
It's louder than usual. It just caught me off guard.
Yeah, sorry.
Sports brought to you by IBEW NECA 43, local contractors. Aaron Rodgers gearing up for the big season, starting as the Jets quarterback. He said following Tuesday's OTA practice, the team needs to succeed or everyone will likely be out of a job. Gang Green has gone 18-33 under the leadership of head coach Robert Saleh and general manager Joe Douglas and have not made the playoffs in 13 years. The 40-year-old signal caller also noted if he doesn't perform, he'll probably get the boot. Rodgers is returning from a season-ending Achilles tear he suffered during last year's opener. The Mets have dropped back-to-back games after falling to the Guardians 7-6 at Progressive Field. New York is now fourth in the NL East at 21-27. They'll look to salvage their series finale this afternoon. The Yankees starting to struggle a bit. They could not complete their comeback after falling 6-3 to a very good Seattle Mariners team in the Bronx. It's not the White Sox in town anymore. Clark Schmidt was tagged with the loss after allowing 2 runs on 4 hits over 5 innings of work. New York is now leading the AL East. They're still leading the AL East at 33-17. They'll continue their 4-game series tonight at Yankee Stadium. And the Eastern Conference Final begins tonight. The New York Rangers hosting the Florida Panthers for Game 1 at MSG. The Blue Shirts finished the regular season with the best record in the NHL, but went just 1-2 against the Panthers. New York advanced to the conference final after eliminating the Carolina Hurricanes in 6 games. WIBX 950 News Time, 6:11 or 8:11.
Coming up this hour, we'll you okay over there?
Yeah.
We'll speak with Andrew Reed. The Reed Rundown. 3 legal stories, and, we dig into those legal stories. They're always interesting. And then Ryan Nobles from NBC. We'll speak with Ryan in a few minutes. Also want to tell you that if you were to go to the Rome Sentinel, I didn't realize the Daily Sentinel, which is what a lot of people call it, right? Daily Sentinel.
That's what they call it.
The problem is if you go to dailysentinel.com, it takes you to Texas.
Yeah.
And I started reading
the
stories.
Still Rome.
reading all these stories.
That's weird.
I'm like, God, I don't know this. I didn't realize this was going on here today. And turns out it's an out of town. Davey, you realize that, right? It's RomeSentinel.com is the website.
Yes, I know that.
Okay. And by the way, they have all the results. If you're looking for school board election, they have the numbers. They also the numbers when it comes to the not only the budget passing, everybody locally passed, but in addition, they have the numbers for school board members. In Sarah's Flooring Outlet is the area's leading flooring store, period. If you need flooring, you would go to a flooring expert, right? There are some products now that are just incredible.
Mm-hmm.
So you could put tile in, and it's beautiful. But there's also a product that is a non-tile product that looks just, and it actually feels like tile. It's a beautiful product. There's so many different options out there today. And your best bet is to go to Insera's where they cover everything. If it is flooring, they are the flooring experts. Carpeting, linoleum, hardwoods. You want Pergo Extreme by Mohawk? The best flooring you're going to find out there. That Pergo style flooring. It is a 60-mile price guarantee. You're going to get the lowest price anywhere within 60 miles, period. That is the Insera's way. So if it's flooring, it's Insera's Flooring Outlet. Sal and the entire staff over there ready to handle whatever needs you have. And you can get 6 months interest-free financing right now. Insera's Flooring Outlet, Route 49 Plaza, River Road, Marcy, and online, InserasFlooringOutlet.com. Coming up, we're going to give away Beach Boys tickets for the 31st at the Stanley Theater. Go to the Stanley's website for details. John Stamos will be coming to town to play drums with the Beach Boys. That is so cool. And we'll give you a chance coming up here this hour on WIBX.
It's the Bloomin' Awesome sales event at Destination Kia of Utica.
Let's go to our general manager, Rich Artigiani.
Right now, we have awesome deals on over 400 new Kias.
Listen to this. Lease a new 2024 Kia Seltos LX all-wheel drive for just $388 a month for 36 months.
And that's with 0 down, 0 due at inception, and sales tax included.
Whether you're a past customer or a new one, For an awesome deal on a new Kia, see me today.
Now that's kooky.
Zoom down and save on over 400 new Kias in one location.
So go kooky for Kia at Destination Kia of Utica. Puppies and babies not included.
2024 Kia Seltos LX all-wheel drive. VIN number R7650977. MSRP $26,040. 36 months, 30,000-mile lease. 20 cents per mile over. $0 due in inception. $0 security deposit. 8.75% sales tax and $650 acquisition fee included in payment structure. $400 disposition fee. 720 plus FICO score. Offer expires 5/31/2024.
This is Bill Cole from Gates Cole Insurance. Finding insurance coverage can be an overwhelming undertaking. As your local independent insurance company, we work hard for you to get the best coverage.
My name's Timothy Dean. I'm from Taberg, New York. I have Dean's Concessions. I travel throughout New York State. I have been a customer for over 20 years, personal, with Gates Cole. And ever since I've started my business for the last 18 years have been solely with Gates Cole Insurance. As I have to call them from time to time to get certificates, and they take in within 15-20 minutes. We have a certificate. Gates Cole has exceptional customer service. They're there for you, and I have referred people to Gates Cole, and those people that have transferred over to Gates Cole have been very happy with their services.
This is Tom Cole. For insurance for your home, auto, business, and just about everything else, trust your local independent insurance agency. Gates Cole Insurance. We'll take care of you.
Memorial Day deals are here at Mattress Express. Save up to $500 on select Tempur-Pedic sets and then get up to a $300 prepaid Visa card from Mattress Express. Then take up to 60 months to pay with no money down for qualified buyers on Tempur-Pedic at Mattress Express.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Ready to hit the road with confidence this summer? Look no further than Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, your one-stop shop for top quality tires at unbeatable prices. At Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, we believe that safety and savings go hand in hand. That's why we offer the best prices up front on top brands including Summit, Nokia, Bridgestone, and more. With Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, you'll drive away with peace of mind and money in your pocket. Locations in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
Is credit card debt weighing you down? Are you losing sleep at night worrying about how much you owe? Have you ever used one credit card to pay off another credit card, just prolonging the problem? You're not alone. Half of all Americans are dealing with troubling credit card debt. But there is an answer. Zero Debt USA has proven strategies to eliminate that troubling credit card interest and get you out of debt fast. They can often get your monthly payment down to less than half of what you're currently paying. Work with a company that can help. Visit ZeroDebtUSA.com. Again, ZeroDebtUSA.com.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
And now portions of the radio program brought to you by Steve Ponte Mazda. Their move to Mazda sales event is underway. And Ricky Z says, come on down. You're the next contestant on Via Mazda. Their new 2024 Mazda CX-30 Select Sport model is $275 a month on a 36-month lease. How do you beat that? Or you can save with low APR financing, 0%, 1.9%, 2.9%, or 3.9% on select award-winning new 2024 Mazdas. See Steve Ponte Mazda, the dealership, for details. As Ricky Z says, let's make your deal on a new Mazda. From the dealership that's achieved first place nationally in customer satisfaction, it is Steve Ponte Mazda, Commercial Drive in Yorkville.
Richard. Richard.
So there's Richard.
Richard.
Yes.
He strikes again. Richard.
Stop it. I don't want to hear any more of that. Bill, you crack me up with your fake news weather. Saturday is going to rain all day. Monday, it's going to rain all day, too.
Yeah, where was he on his forecast last time?
Major storms this afternoon. Why not report? By the way, he's saying we're supposed to get like a half an inch of rain on Monday, earlier in the week. Why not report on the huge storms yesterday just north of Rome? Trees down, wires down, thousands with no power, even some roof damage as well. You guys are behind the 8 ball, and you suck. So,
did he really say that?
Yeah. How would you like it, the two of you guys, how would you like it if you went to work every day and you had somebody just telling you how much you suck every single day?
That would never happen.
No, it wouldn't. But it does with us. That's what we get. Now, I just wanted to if I could, go over the forecast according to the National Weather Service. Because we aren't forecasters. We just read what we see on the National Weather Service. So today, sunny early with thunderstorms developing this afternoon, but isolated. I don't know about you, but where I was yesterday, we didn't get a thunderstorm.
No.
How was the weather in Syracuse?
It was awesome. A few drops of rain before the show, and that was it.
We got a couple of drops of rain. That was it. And 90 today. Tomorrow, increasing clouds with showers arriving sometime in the afternoon. But there will be, no, that's not tomorrow. I'm sorry. That's Wednesday. So I'm losing the whole thing. So today is Wednesday. Tomorrow's Thursday. Why do I go to Saturday? Thursday. God, has the forecast changed on Thursday?
It's all over the place.
Wait a minute. What is going on? I'm looking
You're
at
at Weather Channel. You're at the Weather Channel. The Weather Service is
weather.gov. I know I am, but everything changed here. Okay, so today, 90. Tomorrow, 77. Clouds in the morning. Sun, maybe some sun in the afternoon. Beautiful on Friday. Sunny. That's what we said. High close to 80. Saturday, 80 degrees with decent weather during the day, but showers developing in the afternoon. Sunday, 81, partly cloudy. And Monday, where he says it's going to rain all day, maybe it will. But right now, they're saying showers early with sun and clouds and a possible thunderstorm in the afternoon later in the day with a high of 73. To me, that looks like a pretty good Memorial Day weekend.
Listen, with humidity, you're going to have the possibility of a scattered rain shower or thunderstorm. It's just
as for
the way it is.
As for the storms that hit to the north, there were some severe storms around 7, 8, 9 o'clock that did go north of us and probably north of Rome that swept through the area yesterday. So, okay, well, there you go. Just saying, we don't make the forecast, we're just reading it. Andrew, do the introductions here. If you
yes, so we have Sarah McMacree and Jack Flans in studio. They're promoting a new system through the United Way called 211, which is very beneficial. Sarah, why don't you give us a little update on what's going on with that?
Yes, thank you for having me, first of all. And 211 is actually not a new system. It's been in place.
That's why they're here.
Yes, this is the purpose, is to bring awareness for this.
But we don't have it, though, do we?
Yes,
we do have it. Okay.
Yep. 211, we are actually, United Way is the lead agency that holds 211 Mid-York, which covers Madison County, Herkimer County, and Oneida County.
So when you call 211 right now, do you get a live person?
You get a live person, which is the best.
That's rare.
Yes. You get a live person. It is multilingual. It's a free service. It's 24/7. No time off. So you can literally call anytime, any day.
Okay. Overnight, middle of the night.
Yep.
You're feeling distressed. You could call that number.
Yep. And which is nice. Our contact center. So our contact center is actually based out of Syracuse. It's Community Contact Center. They do a wonderful job. Couldn't ask for more help. And they dedicate themselves to any kind of training that goes through crisis. So if you're in a crisis, you need to be de-escalated, you need to be walked through a situation. You can call for that reason. You can call if you need information for something. You can call if you need referral for something. If you're new to town and you don't know how to get to a doctor, or you don't know how to get your driver's license switched over into New York State. I mean, it literally could be for a number of reasons, to legal, education services, health services.
You know, one of the things, you can Google that, right? The problem is there are sponsored results that you get sometimes.
Yes.
And then, I hate to say it, but I was just trying to get information yesterday. And it said, here are 10 ... things that I was looking for. Every time I got to one, you had to go to the bottom, scroll past all these ads, and then hit a button again. It would go because it's clickbait.
Yep.
So I feel like the web is so filled with clickbait. To be able to call 211.
And it could also bring you to different areas. So what's nice about 211 is when you call in, it pinpoints your location. So they can actually give you a service that is where you are.
Interesting. Jack, you look like you want to add something.
Well, I was just going to say, if you're looking for a local paper, it's not going to take you to Texas.
Right, right. Yeah, that's it. And that's really what ends up happening right now. Boy, the web is not as easy to manage through as it used to be. So
it is really incredible. I'm just looking at unitedwaymv.org/211 if somebody wants to go online and check that out. Like you said, healthcare, shelter and housing, food and clothing, utilities, employment, veteran services, disability services, mental health, child care, disaster information, disaster aftercare, and so much more. Literally anything you would have a question about in your area is
and we also cover, like, if there was a natural disaster here, we would be able to help the phone lines for 911 services. So they can actually respond to the emergency ones, and we can help take over those other phone calls.
I'm wondering, what do you do with the data when it comes in?
So that's actually the most amazing part about 211 is that we're able to collect all that information. So not necessarily like track people's names or anything like that, but it's tracking the age group, the gender, what is their reason of calling, what's the need.
Because there may be for instance, we saw this during COVID, all of a sudden there was a new need that we'd never seen before. And you may have that, and all of a sudden you start seeing more and more people are asking question E. It could really indicate that maybe we need to look into this a little bit.
So we've actually have been working with some government officials. So United Way is going to be starting a strategic planning process. So we're going to be taking this data and all these facts and strategizing how we can address these issues in the community and what is the best way. And so we can pinpoint those topics by the more number of calls we get and the higher data we get. So that's really the purpose of bringing awareness. Is so that we can get more calls in and really address those issues in the community collective as a whole.
All right. What do you, you're out promoting this right now. Is it because you're not getting a lot of
We have
people,
calls,
there's not a lot of awareness?
More people,
Look at us. We're like, is this...
We're like, it's
yes,
brand
a
new.
lot of people have no idea actually like what it is. So that's the point of it, is just to bring that awareness, to know what it is, get it out there, and get those increases in calls so we can have more data to back up how we help our community.
Is this our version of like the 411?
Yes.
Okay.
Pretty much so.
So I'm going to stop now. I'm going to be like, when I say I need the 411 on that.
I need the 211.
Yes,
I want
you
the
need the
211. That's where we're going with it. All right. And the goal is to just create awareness.
Yes. Create awareness. Get as many calls in as you can. If anyone is searching for any kind of help, they can call in. You will get a live person, multilingual. It's free. It's confidential. If you have any questions, that's the place to go.
Boy, I cannot tell you the number of times, not just people that are new to the area, but when
anyone,
we've lived here our whole lives and you're looking for something and you can't find it, to be able to make that phone call.
Even for the hearing impaired, I'm seeing here, this is big too. Dial relay 711. So
yes, and you can also text 898-211, and you can get responses that way. You can go to 211midyork.org and check out the website, and it actually breaks down like all the services, all the things that we do have on there, and we update that database annually. So all the information should be accurate.
And is there ever a follow-up system in place where it's like, listen, we can't find it right now, but I'm going to take your information. We will get back to you.
So case by case, depending on the situation, they will do a follow-up, and they also try to break down a call. So, the more the person talks, the more help you can get. So the more you give, the more you get.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right. Good stuff. Anything you want to add?
Well, I can add a story of personal experience. Well, sort of personal experience. I have a friend who lives in Virginia, and she got laid off during COVID, just like a lot of other people.
Yeah.
And her layoff was extended for quite a long time. She got to a point where she needed help with employment, with heat and electricity, and with food. And she was referred to 3 different sources. And those 3 issues were taken care of very quickly.
By calling 211. All right.
That's awesome.
Something we have to get used to.
Yes.
but we should get used to it. So
For sure.
All right, great stuff. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much for having us.
211 for any question that you have in the world. Pretty cool. Got a break. We'll come back at WIBX.
The more you buy, the more you save at My Carl's. Save up to an extra 20% off bedroom sets, dining, sofas, sectionals, mattresses, and more. Only at My Carl's, New Hartford Shopping Center.
Replacing your roof isn't a decision you take lightly. You want industry standards met with affordable options and a crew who knows how important a sound roof is to you and your family. Dennis Padula & Sons Roofing is your hometown roofers with deep roots in our community. Padula Roofers specialize in residential roofing projects. They're a GAF certified master elite roofing contractor who keeps their standards above the rest. Call 315-733-1564 to find out more about their Roofs for Troops mail-in rebate. Dennis Padula & Sons Roofing, your hometown roofers.
We used to argue about whose turn it was to clean the gutters, but then I had Leaf Filter gutter protection installed.
Wait, I told you Leaf Filter had free inspections and estimates and a lifetime guarantee.
Meaning we never have to argue about whose turn it is to clean the gutters again.
But I visited leaffilter.com/triumph first.
No, I did.
It doesn't matter who. Visit leaffilter.com/triumph to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off today.
See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
On behalf of IBEW Local 43 Union Electricians and the NECA Contractor, we are pleased to partner with Alfred State University in providing our members with an opportunity to enhance their education at this great university.
Alfred State is proud to strengthen our long history of working with unions to create non-traditional pathways for career advances in the skilled trades.
Central New York's future is bright, and the IBEW Local 43 and NECA will continue to help light, power, and grow Central New York.
Aches and pains aren't trophies. They're just barriers keeping pros like you from getting the work done. You know this business can be back-breaking. All the more reason to partner with someone who has your back, like Clinton Tractor and Ferris Commercial Mowers. Ferris is about helping you finish strong and feel good doing it, with patented suspension technology that allows you to mow faster and get more work done in comfort so you can feel good tomorrow. Visit Clinton Tractor today or at clintontractor.net. Ferris, work hard, feel good.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
All righty, Wednesday morning, and so we may get a thunderstorm this afternoon, but a decent day through a good part of today, and they're isolated thunderstorms. So like yesterday, you might not get it, but you might get it, so be aware. We do this legal segment each week. I like it, and we call it the Reed Rundown.
The Reed Rundown.
With an explosion at the end. Andrew Reed is an attorney. We received this segment.
He's an attorney in Texas.
Through Fox News Radio. And good morning, Andrew Reed. Good morning.
Good morning. Glad to be back.
I'm going to throw three topics at you, or as we say in Utica, tree topics. In fact, we ought to start 92 Tree FM.
92 Tree.
Okay, topic number one, a California teacher, I thought this was interesting, fired over religious beliefs, has now settled a lawsuit with the school district. What's the story, and what accommodation was she looking for?
Yeah, so this teacher had basically, to give some of the backstory, so at her school district, students teachers were required to call students by their pronouns and their desired pronouns. She raised her religious issues with that, and she was going. The other thing that she was uncomfortable with is that the district was also requiring if a student was not wanting to be called by their biological pronoun, they were not allowed to tell the parents that the child was requesting a different pronoun.
Okay.
And so that, at least from one report, that was another issue.
Yeah.
So it was just a concern for her. And so she wanted to back off of that. She, according to some reports, actually offered an alternative that in some respects I think was actually a very reasonable. She was going, hey, I don't mind calling the students by their last name. I mean, that's what they'll be doing later in life anyway, because typically colleges, et cetera, will typically call students by their last name.
Sure.
And going, then it's a non-issue at that point. And so that was where she was trying to take it. Ultimately, the school district and her went back and forth. Ultimately, she was actually fired for it, and that's what led to a wrongful termination suit, which has now actually been settled. Neither side, school district has said, and both sides have said in their statements, this is not an admission of guilt by the school district. It's just a way to resolve the issue and move forward.
Probably they're good they're probably happy to have her gone, I would think. However, if she offered a solution that would not offend any students but would solve her religious dilemma, I think that probably played a role in this, don't you think?
It's one I would think it would have.
Yeah.
But,
hey, kid.
Yeah. Today, you just don't know. It's like, no, you're going to do it this way, and that's the end of it. At the end of the day, too, I just, I'm wondering what God we have that tells us you will not refer to that person how they want to be referred to. I mean, I would think, isn't it going to be one of those Jesus commercials we see now on TV during the NFL? It's like, Jesus accepted everybody, and he even called them by the name they wanted to be called by. Can you believe it? But I guess this is, where we are today. It's a crazy world, Andrew Reed, that we live in today. Topic 2, North Carolina schools suspending a student over illegal alien term shows the lack of empathy. What is this all about? Did he call someone an illegal alien?
No, the student actually didn't. And this one is intriguing, and in all reality, to me, it's a little troubling. So this student, during one of their lessons, the teacher was using the term alien. And so this student apparently asked the teacher, are you referring to space aliens or illegal aliens that need a green card? At least that's how it was worded in the reports. And apparently there were some other kids that kind of did some heckling, made some other comments, statements. So the teacher sent the student to ask the question to the principal's office, and the principal's office deemed that to be a racist remark and suspended the student for 3 days.
Wow.
And so that's really where this has led to. The parents have filed a lawsuit trying to basically say what was the reason for the suspension. It's damaged his grades. Now he's labeled a racist for the rest of his life. It's all this stuff and going, all he was trying to do was ask for clarification and understanding.
Okay. Interesting.
Well, and there was there any penalty for the student that threatened to kick his ass?
At least from one of the reports I saw, it appears that no, there was not any repercussions there.
Okay.
Yeah, we just can't logically figure out ways to solve problems. What is going on?
It's one to me is really a difficult one, because to me, if a student is having trouble understanding the context of what's being taught, let the students ask questions, because if we stifle that, then we essentially hold students back.
Well, and I think, too, even if he was trying to be a smart aleck or whatever, you have a conversation with him and say, listen, maybe that's not the most appropriate thing to do, and do you really have a misunderstanding about it, or any other way?
Very, very similar to the slippery slope for free speech and any of our other rights, Andrew. And that is, for instance, the rights that protect me might get a criminal off on, it's rare, but it might get a criminal off on a technicality. And in similar situations, there may be a student who's really gets it and he's kind of screwing with the teacher. But for the most part, you can't disrupt the entire system and disallow kids from being able to ask questions. So you have to live with the fact that there might be some bad in there, but the overall good is allowing communication. Does that make any sense?
Yep. And I think you were spot on with that.
I got to run these schools. They got to call me. I mean,
or at least you need to give them
Andrew,
a legal degree.
I could make so much more money than I make here. This is a dead end job. I mean, I'm going to have to apply. I'll have to look at it.
Do it.
And then topic number 3, college protesters. This just blows my mind. College protesters want amnesty. At stake, tuition, legal charges, grades, and graduation. Bullcrap. If you broke a window, you broke into the building, you shouldn't be treated any differently than the January 6th intruders. You broke the law, and you've ruined your chances of going to that school. No amnesty for you. Or am I misunderstanding the story?
There's a lot of context here and a lot of information, because there is, across the board, there's varying levels of how schools responded and what was done. And kind of generally where it boils down to is if the students weren't necessarily disrupting the activities of the school. So, for example, if they weren't in classrooms protesting, they weren't in hallways protesting, they were just out on quads and things like that, that's completely different because they're not necessarily disrupting classes. There might be a noise issue, but, well, I'm setting that aside for now.
Yeah, right.
But you do have the students that, for example, broke into that, I believe it was a dean's office from the reports that I read, and ultimately caused damage to that office and also disrupted the ability of the school to do their day-to-day business for, I believe it was at least a day, if not more. So you've got those differing levels of activity. For the most part, at least from the reports, generally, if the students were not causing disruption, they may be on probation, but for the most part, they're allowed to continue their education. They may be limited. For example, some universities are saying, because you did this, we are not going to allow you to live on campus, little things like that. But then you've got the others that actually cause damage. Those individuals are being suspended. They're being kicked out. Some of them, at least from one report, one that was going to be graduating is no longer graduating.
Okay.
They're not going to do the diploma. But at the flip side of that, all these schools have moral and ethical codes that when you become a student, you have to agree to sign on.
Yep.
And for the most part, most of these schools are pointing back to their handbook and going, you knew that this was a potential repercussion if you did these things. You have now basically caused that to come to fruition.
Yeah. As I said, no amnesty for you. Sorry.
No amnesty for you.
But there are schools that probably acted very quickly for, students who were peacefully protesting, following the rules, and, maybe their rights were violated. So I think there are a lot of different scenarios here. But, if you broke in or you stopped business from being conducted or sorry, you can't go to that school anymore if that's their decision. That's how I feel. But, again, just have them hire me, Andrew. I'll come in. I'll solve all these problems for these people. I'm ready. Andrew Reed, as always, we appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Glad to be on.
Have a great day. Thank you. Andrew Reed from Fox News Radio on the line right now. Stand by, Ryan Nobles. I'm going to get right to you. A few things going on for this Memorial Day weekend in Herkimer County. You could explore, you're looking for something to do? Herkimer Diamond Mines. Any day this week or into the weekend, they're open until 5 p.m. every single day. Go visit Herkimer Cheese. Get some of that delicious, amazing Herkimer cheese. Visit the Waterfront Grill and Gems Along the Mohawk and take a boat tour along the historic Erie Canal. There's so much to do in Herkimer County. The food truck season is underway, farmers market season underway, and the world's largest yard sale happens Saturday, June 8th from 8 a.m. on at the Herkimer County Fairgrounds. It is happening in Herkimer County, so check it out this weekend. going into Memorial Day. Ryan, do you have a moment you can wait? I'm told I got to take a quick break, and we'll come right back to you.
I have all the time in the world for you, Bill.
All right. You are the man. 2 minutes. I'm 2 minutes and 16 seconds.
That's correct. Thank you, Ryan.
2:22 with a bumper, but we'll be right with you. So, all right. Stand by. Coming right back at WIBX.
Thinking of a purple mattress this Memorial Day? Mattress Express has the largest selection and save up to $800 on select purple sets. Take up to 60 months to pay with no money down for qualified buyers on $1,500 or higher purchases.
The headlines remind us daily, the world is a dangerous place. The elites in charge say everything's fine, stop noticing. But you know better. And your gut knows that time is short to prepare for a world that is 4 missed meals away from chaos. My Patriot Supply has helped over 3 million families become more self-reliant and is the company Americans trust to prepare. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com and secure their best-selling 3-month emergency food kits. Each contain delicious breakfasts, lunches, and dinners, averaging over 2,000 calories per day. Secure at least 1 food kit for each family member. For a limited time, save $200, plus get free shipping on all their Ready Hour 3-month emergency food kits. You're not ready if it's not Ready Hour Foods. My Patriot Supply also has solar-powered generators, water filtration units, biomass stoves, heirloom seeds, and critical survival gear. Shop MyPatriotSupply.com today. MyPatriotSupply.com.
The Utica Center for Development wants you to join the City of Utica's Memorial Day and Independence Day parades, sponsored by Master Vito Hyundai. Register for the parades, have fun, build a float, or just walk and show community support May 27th and July 4th. To register for the parades or to be a vendor for the 4th of July party in the park, sign up today at ucdevelopment.org. The City of Utica parades are brought to you by the Utica Center for Development, Master Vito Hyundai, Bank of Utica, and Save the Day Foundation.
We used to argue about whose turn it was to clean the gutters, but then I had Leaf Filter gutter protection installed.
Wait, I told you Leaf Filter had free inspections and estimates and a lifetime guarantee.
Meaning we never have to argue about whose turn it is to clean the gutters again.
But I visited leaffilter.com/triumph first.
No, I did.
It doesn't matter who. Visit leaffilter.com/triumph to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off today.
See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. 1 discount per household.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, a couple of comments here. We'll go to Ryan Nobles. A couple of comments, Mr. Nice Guy. Did you all talk about the Bob Hullum situation being arrested? Yes, we did.
Is that Mr. Nice, the Mr. Nice Guy?
It is. I've been away for a few days. We have talked about it. It's a rough story. That's all I can say. Larry says they did. All the charges will get dropped down to a violation. He'll plead guilty, pay a fine, and you'll never hear about it again. I don't know that you're correct there, Larry. And the more time that goes, I have a current bet with Larry on the Mets, saying the Mets will make the playoffs. I'm getting a little nervous. And Tom, that's reasonable to ask if it's illegal aliens or aliens, and they should win the lawsuit. Yeah, that was an interesting case. Okay.
Also, Eileen in Rome, you can also go to ursentinel.com, and it will redirect you to romesentinel.com. It's a play on words like your Sentinel and Utica Rome Sentinel. I think we had to keep the romesentinel.com website because of our history on Google. Oh,
fair enough.
Maybe this is somebody who works there.
All right, nice. Thank you. Ryan Nobles is with NBC. And Ryan, are you off for Memorial Day weekend, or are you hosting other things?
Well, Bill, I'm going to tell you something I'm not really supposed to tell you. I'm going on a work trip. I'm going to be reporting live Memorial Day from Taipei, Taiwan.
Wow.
Ooh, interesting. Why?
Yes. There's the new president of Taiwan was just inaugurated a couple of days ago.
That's big news.
So we're heading there basically to follow the money. The government, that supplemental, a big part of the supplemental, it really kind of got lost in everything was because of the costs, because of the Ukraine money, it really kind of got lost in the shuffle that there was an $8 billion that was also given to Taipei and Taiwan. So basically, we're going there to see how your taxpayer dollars are being spent in Taiwan with the threat of China looming, 60 miles across the water. It's my first time in Asia, and it's going to be a pretty spectacular trip. And I'm excited to be reporting from there.
I got to
week.
say that they, from everything I've seen, Taiwan is just an amazing city, an amazing place.
Yeah, I mean, it's very much Chinese, right? I mean, they consider themselves China, and part of the rub is that China would like them to be all under the same umbrella, and so you kind of have all the culture of China without the heavy restrictions and interruptions in daily life. They have a very robust and free press there. They have democratic elections. We met with somebody from the embassy last week and talked about how one of the things we'll notice is that there are demonstrators every single day in front of Taipei 101, which is the largest building in Taiwan. I think it's the second or third largest building in the world. It was at one point the largest building before they built the Burj Khalifa in Dubai. But he said that there'll be protesters calling for unification at the steps, which is contrary to what their government believes in. And they won't be arrested. They won't be thrown in jail or anything like that, which would be very different if they were doing that in Tiananmen Square in Beijing. So it's an interesting dichotomy between those two places, even though they're not very far apart.
Clearly, it's a country made up of cities. China sees it much differently. They feel it is China. Well,
what's interesting though is, Bill, is that the United States' official policy is called a One China policy, which was established during the Nixon administration. You remember when Nixon made the big trip to China to basically reopen diplomatic relations with the communist China then. And part of that agreement to open up diplomatic relations was this idea that Taipei and Taiwan can operate basically independently, but that the United States doesn't recognize it as an independent nation. And so what many people on that island believe in is what they call status quo. They want just to be able to live the way they currently live.
Yeah.
They don't want to create any additional aggression with China.
So a couple things on this. First of all, they have their own currency there, I believe.
Yes, and it's actually it's somewhat of a it's somewhat startling when you see the bill because I think our hotel is like 50,000 Taiwanese dollars a night or something.
Wow.
So it's not it doesn't match up very well with the dollar, but I think our dollars will go far there. Yes.
This is a great opportunity. It's like Mexico back in the 80s. And then the other interesting thing is you're probably looking at almost a 20-hour, somewhere in that range flight.
Hopefully they got you on the nice, comfortable flight.
Yeah, so the total trip is 22 hours.
Wow.
The big leg is a 13-hour flight from we're leaving Friday morning and we'll go from Washington to San Francisco, and then a 3-hour layover in San Francisco. I'm giving you my entire itinerary here, and then it's a direct flight from San Francisco to Taipei, and that leg is about 13 hours. Yep. So and then. The other complicating factor for us is that it is a 12-hour time difference. So, so for us, we haven't quite figured this out yet. But basically, all the stuff that we're going to be covering is going to happen during the day there. But then we'll have to be on TV while it's day here. So I'm not exactly sure where that leaves time for sleep. But
no sleep for you.
That's one of the challenges that we're going to have to confront when we get there. And especially because the other thing is we're not going to be there for, we're only there for about a week. So there's not a lot of time to acclimate yourself to the time.
You're right. And once you just start to acclimate to the time change, you'll be coming home. And then I realize I'm asking way too many questions, but is this something you get to kind of double up as an enjoyable trip? Do you get to take Carrie along? Do you,
No, no family on this trip.
Okay.
It's expressly a work trip, and I am going with my good buddy Frank Thorpe, who's the producer I work with. He and I did a trip to Montana last year. You may remember, where we spent a week in Montana. So we have a good working relationship, and we'll definitely have time for fun. We've got plans to go to the top of Taipei 101. We may take in a Taiwanese baseball game. They love baseball in Taiwan. Taipei has a team. And they also, Taiwan is known for its whiskey. It has a very special style of whiskey, and there's a very famous distillery there that we may go to as well. So,
all right, that's really cool.
We're just going to kind of go all work, or not just all work and all play, probably just all of the both and none of the sleep, and then we'll figure it out when we get back.
Yeah.
So what's interesting about that, Bill, is that after I take this trip, I immediately come back, and then my first day back, I'll be home for the weekend, and then I'm heading right to Delaware for the opening arguments in the Hunter Biden trial, the gun charges. That trial begins the Monday after we get back. So we're just going to go from one thing right into the other pretty quickly.
Wow. And then my last interesting question, do they at least let you fly business class?
We will fly business class.
Okay, very important. So happy sleeping.
That makes get some rest.
And
the
reason for that is because, especially on a trip like this, we're landing and hitting the ground running. There's
You're going to be working. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So the goal is to try and we take off from San Francisco at like 11 a.m. San Francisco time. So which would be basically midnight or a little, 1 or 2 in the morning in Taipei. So the goal is to try and take some sort of sleep aid, melatonin or something.
Melatonin is a wonder.
Yeah, a big long sleep to kick off that flight, and then wake up about halfway through, and then just try and power through to the next morning. So that's the plan. Whether or not it works out like that, we'll see.
The last time I took melatonin on a plane, Laura Ingalls was on the wing. I alerted everybody.
Something on the wing.
Yeah. Paul was out there with her trying to save her. It was awful. So, all right. When can we see your first reporting on this, Ryan?
So the plan is right now I'll be on Nightly News Monday night, probably be on MSNBC throughout the day on Monday as well. And then the hope is we'll have another report on Nightly later in the week. The complicating factor to all of this is that the Trump trial verdict is probably going to come down during the middle of the trip and may black out all the other news coverage. But we'll definitely, the front end of the week, on Memorial Day, actually, we'll probably have a lot of, we'll be doing a lot from Taiwan on that day. So that's probably the best day to catch me.
I've got 30 seconds. On the Trump trial, your thoughts? It's been a very interesting trial.
It's interesting. I think it's like a 50-50 proposition here. I think it could literally go either way. But I do think that half the country is convinced he's going to get convicted, and the other half is convinced he's going to be acquitted. And I think there's going to be a lot of surprise people, whichever way it goes.
I think you're absolutely right.
I'm not sure that his supporters or his opponents have really prepared themselves for an outcome that may not meet with what they think. So, but I've talked to a lot of legal experts about this, and anchoring and things along that line. You can't get any of the real legal experts that know what they're talking about to give you a real prediction, because they
there's
think
no way.
This is an impossible case to predict. So I think we'll all be surprised no matter what the outcome is.
Safe travels. We'll be watching next week. Thank you, Ryan.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Take it easy.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you so much. Ryan Nobles. Got to go. We're back tomorrow.
Memorial Day savings at Adirondack Home Furniture is here, and that means time to upgrade for summer. For a limited time, Adirondack Home Furniture is offering 2 years interest-free financing. They're overstocked in every department and need to make room for new pieces. Upgrade to a new sofa, dining set, bedroom set, outdoor poly furniture, and more. Adirondack Home Furniture has a large line of quality USA-made furniture from top manufacturers. You'll find something for every room, inside and out. From modern to farmhouse, rustic to transitional, with 2 years interest-free financing, free local delivery, and a professional, knowledgeable staff, you'll have your dream home in no time. Plus, their salespeople are non-commissioned, so you'll enjoy a relaxing, no-pressure experience. Celebrate Memorial Day and save big at Adirondack Home Furniture's 2 years interest-free event. Stop in today, Adirondack Home Furniture, Riverside Center in North Utica, or at AdirondackHomeFurniture.com.
Is credit card debt weighing you down? Are you losing sleep at night worrying about how much you owe? Have you ever used one credit card to pay off another credit card, just prolonging the problem? You're not alone. Half of all Americans are dealing with troubling credit card debt. But there is an answer. Zero Debt USA has proven strategies to eliminate that troubling credit card interest and get you out of debt fast. They can often